Oh, I'm excited. Am I? Hello and welcome to Season 2 of Not 40 Just Blank, a podcast where we continue to take you back in time through the years and discuss all the weird and wonderful events within it, which make it so memorable for us. Each episode will find us chatting through the events, TV, news, sports, film and music of a single year, as well as the odd, funny and personal stuff that we can remember. So come and join us on our latest journey as we plough through the noughties, right here on Not 40 Just Blank. When you try your best but you don't succeed. When you get what you want but not what you need. When you feel so tired but you can't sleep. Stuck in reverse. Well, we're certainly going to try and fix you lot with another healing, almost medicinal episode of Not 40 Just Blank. And believe it or not, Blankers, this episode sees us taking a peek at all the goings-on from 2005. So, without further ado, here's the Pussycat Dells and the Black-Eyed Phils. Good evening, chaps.
Hello, sir.
Hello, good
Almost
evening.
made me cry with that intro.
It was beautiful, wasn't it? I really felt like I touched a nerve.
Yeah, you did.
I touched something.
Yeah.
It was bloody exciting.
We are very close in this studio.
We really are, and you should not be wearing lederhosen. That's for sure. Are we well, chaps? We ready for a
very
bit of
well, mate,
2005?
I think
Hell
so.
yeah.
Halfway through the next decade. Really.
Oh,
This
Wow.
is
It's
really
flying.
scary. Is it weird that I can't remember 2005
At all?
less than I can the 90s? I remember the 90s better than I do the
Did you have
2000s.
some form of like head trauma back in 2005?
might
I
be.
really struggle in these decades.
You were trying to do all that motorcycle stunt stuff, weren't you, back in 2005? Like,
Phil
What?
Phil Knievel.
What were you trying to say?
Oh, this meant to be evil. Can it was like a version of evil McEvil. I can't even say evil.
Evil Phil.
Why am I putting a muck in front of evil?
don't know.
Evil McEvil.
Evil McEvil.
Oh, get my trophy back.
Old Phil McEvil.
Trophy back.
But yeah, you should definitely lay off the motorcycling, I would imagine. If it's causing short-term memory loss, we need to look into that. We'll take you to the hospital after this. Let's do the episode and then we'll get you down A&E.
Cool.
How does that sound? All right, Del, tell us what the hell we were up to back in 2005, my friend.
Oh, well, we was up to, I remember being ice skating school. You was at Bakery College, wasn't
I
you,
was
mate?
indeed, yep.
Phil was training to be a weightlifter, was it right, mate? Oh,
I was trying.
you was trying. Did you make it to the end? No.
He didn't like the belts.
Just fell short.
Yes, no,
Just
I-
fell short.
I think we all did, and we all changed sort of a bit of career path.
We did, yeah. I gave up the flan.
But before I talk about memories, I want to talk about fireworks. Bang, 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 because it's pretty much fireworks night.
It is, yeah.
When we're recording this, tomorrow night will be fireworks nights. Guys, you got any memories about fireworks?
You don't pick up a...
Not really.
a sparkler.
Phil's doing a snarl.
Yeah,
He's
I'm
like,
not
too
a firework fan.
he's so over it. It's like, yeah.
He has a lovely time at Halloween,
But
but
it's
then 5 days later, he's a miserable old curmudgeon
Yeah.
sausage again, isn't he?
I'm not a great fan of fireworks.
I thought you were
Any
such a
bad-
nice guy.
Any bad experiences?
No,
just can't be asked. Just fair play.
just don't do nothing fun.
I remember being very young, and my dad had very liberal attitudes to fireworks safety. We were walking down the garden throwing rockets at each other.
Yeah, I
rather
remember
than just
them days.
it used to be. So you'd sit in school and have the whole fireworks safety talk from the policeman. So you
Yeah.
go back to a lit firework, and then Blue Peter was always bucking on at you, wasn't it? Oh, the amount of hedgehogs that got burnt alive in fireworks and bonfires and shit, and that was all doom and gloom. And later in the evening, I'm just chucking lit fireworks at each other.
Yeah, well,
Magnificent fun.
yeah, we used to do that a bit later. Not so. How old was you then?
I don't think I was very well. Must have been pre-12, so I was
Pre-12,
like,
yeah.
I was fairly young.
I was not as young as that, but we used to fire like rockets at like each other's feet,
Sort of down
and
the ground and
stuff.
stuff,
Yeah,
yeah,
so
like
you used to
who
like,
did
do
on
the
the
dance.
floor?
Like I don't know, like the boys used to hang out.
Like you and your mum and dad.
Yeah, no, yeah.
The end of the garden. Go on, you go down there.
No, no, then
Oh, I don't want to do it again. Why am
go.
I always picked on?
Well, it's funny. My dad had a scar behind the back of his ear where they used to have fireworks fights, and they used to throw them at each other. And yeah, it's like one went like bang by his ear. He used to
Jesus.
have scar. Yeah, it's mental back then. So yeah, when we used to have fireworks parties at ours, we always used to tilt like the rockets and that in places where we shouldn't. They get lower and lower, and I think we blew up like a shed from behind like the street behind in Lime Tree or whatever. Yeah, so it was good. Fireworks. I remember. Around this sort of time, I remember bumping into an old friend on a train.
Was it Katy Perry? She was massive on fireworks.
She was. She was. Me and Katie would stay friends for ages.
Oh, that's nice. Though.
And
that's nice.
We both. I was actually a body double for California Girls. So that's just thought I'd let you know. There's a bit of a fact.
I thought I recognised those cheeks.
Exactly. Yeah. I didn't meet up with Katie this time. It was a different friend who. We had a bit of a catch up. Luke Perry, yeah, it's kind of. But this
Tyler Perry.
Well, this friend happened to tell me a story in a light-hearted conversation, as you do when you have a catch-up, that he'd recently stuck a firework up his bum, like as in a rocket, in between his arse cheeks, and lit it.
Did he do it the wrong way?
Well, yeah. Have you seen that? I think they did it in Jackass.
Yeah.
He again,
and all the little embers
trail down into the and all stuff like that.
Didn't they do it the Euros as well?
The Euros?
Yeah,
you're right.
The finals.
What? Someone puts it in between their arse cheeks?
Yeah.
Last
Basically,
last year Euros, someone does it at Wembley. They put it out there.
Because around the world, that was one of the pictures. Because there was all the people that pushed in, weren't there, to break into the Wembley. And then you've got this. Imagine the hooligans, and then next they cut to this footage of blokes firing a firework.
Makes you proud, doesn't it, when you say England?
It really does, Del. It makes you proud to be British.
Yeah, this is like...
I'd like a little Colchester sign next to him.
Got it tattooed on his arse cheek.
No.
Easily pick him out of a lineup.
Yeah, so that was fine. I mean, that was the catch up over there, guys. Not your average catch up. Normally, you ask how the people's like wife and their kids are.
Yeah, exactly. What have you been up to?
Well, so was he walking funny or anything?
I know he was sitting down on the train, so he was already on there. So I think I
had a big rubber ring though. He was sitting in.
I didn't ask him for an arse inspection.
So he just stuck a firework up his arse, lit it.
That's what I said. Yeah, they did it around a mate's house in Leon C. Apparently.
And give us a rhyming slang name, please.
It's too close.
Literally.
I'll tell you off air. You can,
was it Perry? It
is Perry. Yeah. Catty Perry. So yeah, but yeah, no, apart from that, usual stuff.
Usual nonsense.
Going out a lot in London again. That time, go drinks yourself, Jim. You was probably
uptown.
Uptown was like when you first.
But it was on a proper. It was like Friday drinks.
Yeah,
now
Friday
it's
drinks.
Like Thursday's the new Friday now because people are like. Working this weird hybrid shit. It's like going out on a Tuesday because people aren't in Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Yeah,
it's really thrown drinking
out the window. But it did used to be hardcore
Friday night drinks. Yeah, proper.
Well,
we'd train on quite a few occasions.
We'd start at like 12 in the afternoon or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and sometimes we end up drinking through. I remember we went out on a work drink and just got absolutely sort of like hammered, mixing red wine with was it B52s, the old like Bailey's shot. So yeah, not very good. And we ended up going for this over Canary Wharf. We ended up going to CGI Fridays. And we needed to fill our sort of like stomachs to line them basically.
Yeah,
we just
carry on again.
Booze all the time. It wasn't quick enough. I remember like it's probably about only I think earlier than 7, 8 o'clock at night. I remember this lovely sweet family had just come in just to have
probably
like,
celebrating a kid's birthday.
Exactly, could be a kid's birthday, could have been like a parent's big birthday.
Dream.
And
see you lot.
I just projectile vomit everywhere, all in the seats, in a proper state.
And
had to ring up mum and
red
dad.
Wine mess as well.
Yeah, it was everywhere. So much so that I yacked. Then I smelt my own yak again a bit later and did it again.
Yeah.
Managed to get out.
You picked it up and smelt it?
And I was just down by I was in such a bad. You know when you're that bad and you're like everywhere and that. So it wasn't great. Yeah. And then I said to my mate Woodsy, "Is going not in a great way." He kind of knew it. He said, "Do you want to stay around mine?" So like, fair enough. So we ended up going around his, and he like briefed me before we go. Went around him. He said, "Look." It's going, there's a couple of rules. Is going, when you stay here, because I had the sofa.
Don't vomit on the sofa.
Don't yak. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. He just said, look, basically, he's going, I sleep naked And so does my roommate as well. So
In the same bed.
By roommate, does he mean his wife?
No.
I call him my roommate. He really does.
Bizarrely enough, one was naked in one room, one was naked in the other. So
How did you know this?
Because he told me.
Yeah,
I thought you went for a little walk around.
No, they briefed me, but that's the thing. But he told me where the toilet was, and then I remember sort of like wherever it was, like 4 o'clock, 4, half 4, 5, whatever, in the morning, waking up, and I needed la piss, like obviously you do. So then I went out there, and you just can't remember, and I just think, what door is it?
There's 3 doors.
3 doors. What do you do?
One's the right one.
And like, it's kind of that way, say, out labyrinth or whatever, you got to choose the right door. And what do you do?
Pick the middle one.
Pick the middle one. I couldn't decide what one it was. I forgot which one it was. So I just I had a dilemma, but I was busting to go toilet. I didn't know what to do. So we're about like 3 floors up. So like I looked around and I just saw the balcony. And I remember just sort of like thinking, I've got to go.
So rather than taking a chance on just opening a door gently and going, well, that's a bedroom, I won't go. That's a bedroom, must be this one.
Me, I don't think logically, do I, like that? So, so I opened the balcony door, went out at the top of the balcony, and I've killed already about half an hour to 45 minutes. So it was about 5-ish early in the morning. Yeah, starting to get light. But I decided to have the piss off the balcony, and I was pissing off the balcony thinking it was perfectly fine, but it's like literally hitting the ground. Like when rain like teams down on concrete, and then who's out doing his milk round? I couldn't. You can't cut off. When you're like,
oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm just looking. This milkman's just staring at me, eye contact in the face, just having a massive piss. Yeah, it's just like
who was Milkman?
Milkman, yeah, just like not good.
He was making his drop-offs, so was Del.
Exactly, yeah. So there you go.
That's just wave him. Woo.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
You've got
golden shower.
Got to style it out.
Golden shower. But yeah, so then we moved on to that, and then the other one was moved out with my wife. You guys already moved out already, so I got my first place. I moved out, and
that was the Hadley one.
Hadley one, yeah. And I got myself a stalker.
What's your next door neighbour, isn't it?
Yeah. So,
is this the guy that wants you to play like computer games?
Yeah.
Stuff, tennis. Wants to play tennis.
Basically, I was looking for sort of. I'm going to him knock him for me a couple of times, and like.
Would you come out to play?
Yeah, well, no, I went. I played one game of tennis with him, and he kind of really got sort of like excited, and then it was like every day he'd knock for me, and like I thought like Claire would take sympathy with me, but she just laughed in my face, and like just sort of like ended up like having this like it was a teen. He must have been about 15 at the time. Like as a friend, and Claire just found it hilarious that he'd knock for me.
You're 27 at this time?
27.
Yeah, and I'd be like, sort of like, oh, I'm busy, Matt, and Claire would come out going, no, you're not rich. No, you're not busy at all.
I'll take care of that for you.
You can go, and it's like, oh mate, and it was really bad, like everywhere. Got to the point where sort of I remember like once we had football training, and we went to football training. He'd like asked me what I was doing. I said, look, I can't see you tonight, mate. I've got football training, and then I remember like coming back from football training. He was waiting for me on my doorstep.
Knowing what time you were coming back.
Yeah, and he went, I thought you said you had football training, Rich. And I looked down and went, I'm wearing like football socks, shin pads, like football shorts. I went like,
this is not
big golden gloves on.
Yeah, big golden gloves.
But it's like ball wedged in his face.
Yeah, he was like,
I'm not joking.
It was like waiting on my doorstep, like a milk bottle with issues. It was like fucking weird. It was like it got to the point. It was getting, but then like,
how do you solve a problem like a stalker?
You kind of like in this case, I felt bad, and like, every once in a while I would sort of I don't do tough love. I sort of like every once in a while I'd sort of like, yeah, okay, Dan, I'll do something with you. And then I remember him sort of like, he asked me round one day, and this was weird. We had like kind of...
This was weird.
We had like basically...
not the previous.
He asked me around like for a play date, and then so I remember like sort of going around...
Boy, he actually said that.
He said, do you want to come round? And like we played PlayStation basically. This is like so fucking weird. And I remember like we was playing PlayStation in his bedroom, and his mum knocked on the door. And she went, you all right, boys? Do you want some more squash?
I'm 27.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I was like, I'm a 27-year-old man playing PlayStation in a like teenage boy's bedroom.
Is it Robinson's?
Yeah. I was like, fucking course I want orange squash. I love orange squash.
Only if I can get some form of Garibaldi's as well.
Yeah.
Plate of biscuits.
Yeah, it got,
bless
it's weird and stuff, but it's harmless. The whole neighbour, it's really weird.
Bless
there you
Are
go.
you still in touch?
No, if I see him, I say hello. But it was just, I'm glad when we moved, there was not that. It was really, it was like constant all the time. To the point of I used to like hide around the doorstep and where the houses were like next to each other, you'd hear the door slam, so you'd have to be quiet. It's just like, oh mate, it's weird. There you go. Not good.
What a year, 2005. Anything tough in your life, Phil?
No, not really. So obviously last year, as I mentioned,
first child,
baby. So
baby, you call it Jim Baby?
Baby. So this year it was, I was thinking I was a boring bastard now. I've settled down. But what I do remember, the only kind of memory I had from this year was obviously doing the night feeds.
Sure.
Up at midnight, me and Claire took in turns.
What, breastfeeding?
Yeah. So I'd be up at midnight and I got addicted to poker.
Yeah.
It seemed to be the thing on telly at that time of night. It was
very popular,
Texas Hold'em poker seemed to just be on telly. So I'd be up at midnight and I just...
You can lose hours watching that.
Was you betting money with it as well?
No, but I just learned how to play it by watching it. So they would just have tournaments on. And you just learn. And I think we then got into it. I was like, I just have poker tournaments. We started to have poker nights, didn't we, and stuff like that. Nothing serious.
Yeah, because our evenings sort of went from parties and bits, to just slowly scaled back to like let's have a poker night.
Why go to the pub?
It's an excuse to sit around, drink some beers.
£5 or £10 into the pot, have a poker, Texas Hold'em, have a few beers. That would be our poker night. And we started to do that. But I really got into poker just watching that. I remember that. I don't watch much of it now, but I still like Texas Hold'em poker.
Absolutely.
But I learned how to play it through watching telly. I
learned how not to play by playing against Elle. Because I always remember you had... literally hand number one, you'd be like all in, out, and that was it. Like 6 hours later, we're still playing, and you're going, guys, seriously, what am I going to do? Well, it's ridiculous.
My attention span's not built for poker. So I get a lot.
I remember playing for like about 2 or 3 hours and doing quite because I was always a nervous kind of guy. I wouldn't be brave. And then I'd just be like, forget this. It's like 2 a.m. now. Come on. Someone's got to win, so you just go all in. Throw it all in.
Yeah, it does go like that. But it's
good fun.
I do remember that, just being up at night, feeding a baby, and I just learning. I didn't know how to play poker at all before that, to be fair. And I just started to learn it and really got into it. Yeah, so that's really my only memory.
We should have another one of those. Yeah, we should. I've still got the chips somewhere.
Yeah, I think I have as well. Actually, we'll have to have a poker night, won't we? We'll do a podcast poker special.
Oh my god! I don't even know what that means, but I'm excited by it.
Sounds good. Though.
I'll be only in it.
Yeah,
I'll be only in it for a minute. I'll be in it for a minute, and then
someone turns in, just goes to get some chips.
That's right. You can go play PlayStation with your stalker next door while we're playing on.
Really relive 2005.
You know what? I'll be up for that. Probably more than the poker.
Sounds lovely, doesn't it?
Out for the.
Shh. Phil's audio diary. Good evening, Blankers. This is my first instalment of my audio diary. It's January the 3rd. And this is part of my New Year's resolution, one of many New Year's resolutions this year. I'm going to do an audio diary and share them with you lovely Blankers so you can get some insight into, what we do on the podcast and that. For example, we've got a Zoom call in a minute with the boys just to sort out some scheduling for this year for guests. We don't want to double book any guests, so we've got to, work out scheduling. So if you guys think it's all, laughs and glamour, then you're wrong. It's hard work. Sweat and tears. See, another message come through there. Probably heard that. It's all go. Anyway, so this is the first instalment. And then you'll be hearing from me regularly on what goes on throughout the year. Maybe I'll give little weather updates as well so we can look back on what the weather was like throughout the year. All the exciting stuff. Stay safe. Bye. Shh. Phil's audio diary.
Shall we talk about what was making the news back in 2005? Rather than our own personal news, let's look a bit more global, shall we?
Well,
Now, I mean, I can start you with an absolute ludicrous one.
Go on, like them ones.
So, Prince Charles,
Yeah.
who is now obviously King Charles III,
King Charles Spaniel.
married Camilla Parker Bowles.
they did. They got married.
Great
didn't
start.
Oh,
Very
okay.
happy for
Wow.
him. Hope it all works out splendidly. They're still going strong. His son, however,
Yeah.
naughty old Harry,
Oh, yeah.
the loose cannon of the family,
Yes.
photographed in a Nazi uniform.
yeah, I forgot about
Fancy
that,
dress
yeah.
party. Do you remember that?
they? Yeah, I do.
It's
Yeah.
like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
That got
that
me a lot
was
of brownie points though, for the
You're
public, didn't they?
literally
Everyone
like
was like,
fourth in line to the throne.
everyone was like,
Wow.
yeah, go on, Harry.
Absolute lunatic. I mean, you knew at that point he just did not
What
give
was-
a shit, did he?
What did he come out with, like an
Just-
apology
just sort
or
of
like? Was it-
Yeah, I think he did, but
It was more of a.
he
oh,
was
a-
always the cheeky one when he Harry.
Yeah.
He was the.
It was a
getting
private
smashed, wasn't
party.
it? Oh, okay.
Which somehow makes it okay to
Okay,
wear that
yeah,
kind of
it's
thing. But
pro-
it's like, you know what? I can just have you all arrested.
Well,
so
especially
screw you.
around like with Philip at the time, because he was
Well,
always
exactly, a little
like
bit.
coming out with
on
racist
the right
stuff
wing
and-
side
yeah.
of things, wasn't he? Yeah.
So it's not. It didn't look good, did it?
Not exactly, but there you go. Anything from you guys?
Is that? Go on, mate. Go on.
Well, I've just got storms, floods, and earthquakes. It was just full of it.
Wow, you were.
Oh, you got.
really fun
Is that the
now.
shit version of Earth, Wind and Fire?
Yeah,
Didn't they
the
really
age
do
version.
Wonderland?
But I haven't put any of this down. But when I was reading it, it was just obviously you had Hurricane Katrina, which
Oh, okay.
Oh, of course,
Yeah.
yeah. it was
hit New
devastating.
Orleans. But
Yeah.
Back to
when
the
I was reading
hurricanes.
it, it was just every country was having earthquakes
there was
or
a
hurricanes
tornado that
or,
hit Birmingham.
Yeah,
Do you remember
yeah.
that?
It was just-
Yeah, I
It's
do.
like, what the
actually,
fuck
yeah.
is this? What's going on?
It was crazy. So anyway, we'll get off there. But things like London won 2012.
Yes,
Picked
they
that
did.
year.
Yeah, got picked.
That's when it
Did
was
they
announced.
beat Paris? Didn't they?
Yeah. won
Oh,
that.
mate.
In the
and
final,
do, you,
so-
do you remember what happened? Are you going to go into what happened after that?
How far after we go?
Like the day after.
7 years later, though, he hosted it.
Well, I don't know.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
then
so
unfortunately,
they win the bid, don't they? Beckham's all there and that, and everything's up in the air. And I think the day after is the 7/7 bombings.
the London bombings.
Oh, was it the day after?
Yeah.
Yeah. I had the bombings down. I didn't know it was
Because
the
there was
day
going to be
after.
like a
Yeah.
mass celebration and stuff, wasn't there?
Yeah,
And it
and
was
it's like brought down like.
Was it really the day after?
was
Yeah,
it?
day
Yeah.
after.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
awful.
Yeah. So I've got the London bombings. Obviously, it was 7 July. Yeah, that was horrible, wasn't it? So I won't stick on that too much because
Yeah.
it's depressing.
I only remember that because I'd started work at Channel 4, literally, I think it was maybe week number 3
Right,
or
okay.
something. And I was like desperately keen to sort of keep going and stuff, so nothing was going to stop us. The whole of London, though, to be fair,
Yeah.
on that day, literally just sort of,
Yeah,
it
shut
was
down again.
horrible,
Yeah.
and it shut down. But it's like there were still people trying to get
Yeah.
where they needed to go and stuff. So I remember walking through the whole of London from like
Yeah.
Fenchurch Street all the way to Westminster. And I was sort of
yeah.
getting Thames Clippers, and people were like
Oh,
properly
really?
just like, fuck you, like we're not going to be sort of scared off
Yeah, of
moving
course.
around and stuff. It's really fucking me up. But the following day,
The
back
old
to
stiff
work,
upper
wasn't
lip
it?
kind of.
But it was
Yeah, that's what
literally
we
the
do with
following
it.
day. It's like, I think, didn't you say after
Yeah.
the 9/11 thing,
Going on
you went on
holiday.
holiday,
Yeah.
within 2 weeks, it was like,
Yeah.
fuck it, we're back
Yeah.
to...
I remember
back to
on that
normal
day
stuff.
actually getting the I got the C2C back, and people were fighting, going the actually opposite, fighting to get on that train.
Just to get
Just
the
to get
fuck
home,
out.
yeah, just because the whole like panic of, and I remember like it getting like quite physical, and
Yeah.
the way people do when they panic, it's just not
Mad.
good. But
Mad
yeah,
things,
I know
yeah.
a couple of people who went down to Russell Square and stuff like that to the sites because they had to deal with.
Of course,
certain
obviously
things, yeah.
doing what you do now as a
Yeah.
job and stuff. Yeah, bloody hell.
So, yeah,
Mad.
not good.
Ooh,
Yeah.
grim stuff. All right, let's move it along in that case. Anything else newsworthy from?
I've got George Bush starts second term, and Tony Blair is third.
Yeah, he did. He was. They were romping him, weren't they? Labour at the
Yeah.
time on that
Yeah,
crest of a wave.
And George Bush, I didn't realise he got second term.
Amazing, isn't it?
Yeah,
Seeing how
If you'd have said, did he get second? I don't know. He was shit
Absolutely
first
not.
time.
Who
round.
was his?
how shit
Well,
was
that's
the
what I
person
was.
he ran
I
against?
didn't look into it, but I was thinking, who the fuck was he up against? Because they must have been the
They must have
toilet.
been.
Go up against
Absolutely
like
bizarre.
Must have been like Mr. Blobby or something like that.
Fozzie Bear, as
Maybe Trump ran as like a
Yeah,
Democrat instead of a
maybe.
Republican. Who knows? Anything more from you, Richard Diz?
Yeah, well, I've got my sort of dribble.
Wow.
So
I've got one more then.
Okay,
Go
Because I
go to
we like
ABC,
to end on yours.
ABC News, yeah.
No, I've got two more, sorry.
Go on.
Daniel Craig, new Bond, announced the new Bond.
Oh, okay, cool.
Obviously, he wasn't that big at the time. It's not a household name, but it was
Absolutely.
like Layer Cake, I think we mentioned in the last one.
Yeah, that was the one.
He was
that
in
was
that,
him,
but he was
wasn't
in
it?
a couple of things. Obviously, Road to Perdition, but he wasn't really a known actor. But
Yeah.
No.
and obviously,
Certainly
to be
is
fair,
now.
he's probably the best Bond. He changed Bond anyway.
Yeah,
very
100%.
much.
Certainly. And friend of the pod, Richard Pryor dies.
Oh,
Yeah, it does, yeah.
Pod.
friend of the pod. Are you claiming that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was. He was on his tombstone.
Yeah, it's epitaph.
Yeah. But even though he didn't exist at that time, but he knew.
He knew.
He was a
Switched on
a
cookies.
visionary.
Switched
No,
on
buddy.
cookies. Pre all the crack.
But that's it. So go on. Yeah, ABC. Yeah, I didn't want to. I didn't want
I'm
to
looking-
end on a low.
You didn't
I'm
wanna
looking
end on a-
forward to
Right.
ABC News. It's my highlight.
What was
Go
the
on.
theme tune again?
Right,
That's changed. That's definitely changed.
well, that's the jingle now, so fuck it.
You won't remember that next time, no?
Until next week. Yeah.
Right, so hard-hitting news. In South Africa, a South African mugger was mauled to death by tigers after he fled the scene, and he took refuge in the tiger enclosure.
What a
In the
place to
local
fucking
zoo, yeah.
hide.
So Clive got his.
I mean, he could have gone anywhere. The butterfly enclosure.
But-
He went, a tiger
Tiger
enclosure.
enclosure.
Butterflies.
This
tigers,
gets
butterflies.
the side
I'm going with
note.
the tigers.
The side note on this goes back to 1997 in South Africa. Is Max the gorilla? Yeah, some guy basically similar sort of stuff, committed a crime, then went into the gorilla enclosure or whatever, shot the gorilla. But then the gorilla actually pinned the mugger down or the whatever down till the police arrived. It's just mental.
What? Died on him.
I don't know if he died. The gorilla. They didn't say if he. They just said the gorilla was a
That's what I
hero.
mean, just like,
They just said the gorilla was a hero or something like that. Yeah, so I slumped to them. So
When will the people of South Africa stop going into
Into,
dangerous
like,
animal
animal-
enclosures?
the weird thing about it is like, why have they got zoos anyway? They've got the best fucking wildlife parks. In the
that's what I mean.
Yeah, look out the window,
Instead of
guys.
running to the wild, I've run into a fucking enclosed place.
I don't know, they've got like amazing wildlife.
Madness.
Like, but hey,
Absolute madness.
what's this? Oh, this is like 18 people were treated in hospital for cuts and bruises to broken bones, chasing cheese down a 640-foot hill in Gloucestershire.
Yeah, so
this
that's
is
the thing
cheese
they do
rolling.
every year, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
madness.
It
Absolute
is.
madness.
This is ridiculous. The
But
weird-
has that been going? This wasn't the
This
first
has been going
year,
years.
was it?
This
has
is
begun.
this has originated in like heathen times.
Yeah, I was going to say it's been going on for years.
Yeah, it's been going on.
What is
for
it? A record number of injuries? then, or
Injuries,
something?
yeah, that's the 18 people.
Jeez.
But the winner, Chris Anderson, was taken to hospital clutching his winning slab of cheese to his
It's fucking
chest.
huge, isn't it? So
It's a
big.
massive
it's
great wheel of
ridiculous.
cheese.
I mean, that is. Oh, that you watch it on
looks insane.
telly.
They just cartwheel
It's just
and
like
bounce,
straight
don't
away, isn't it? It's like that, isn't it? They just go down
You
it.
can't even run on your heels, which is what you're
No.
supposed to. It's just
Yeah,
insane.
oh mate, I
One
saw
full
that.
step and you're like totally cartwheeling.
Yeah.
I like
Broken
a crazy
bones.
thing, but yeah, no, it's not for
mad.
me.
Absolutely mad.
Dean Craig, no relation to Daniel, the new James Bond,
Or Gaffney.
Gaffney was arrested for arson after failing to get rid of after wanting to get rid of unwanted guests. But do you know what he did to basically get rid of his unwanted guests?
What, he set light to his own house?
So instead of just playing a shit bit of music or putting his dressing gown on or something like that, he just,
Well, I've got work in the morning, guys. You really should start thinking about...
Basically, he
making a-
poured alcohol on his kitchen floor and set it alight. And then
what was he hoping to achieve at that point?
Fucking must really
This is
hate.
going to end well, guys, right?
We fucking hate small talk, wasn't he? Like, just fucking
Jeez,
yeah.
swears.
So
That's what you
that
should
was
have done with your stalker, Dale.
I should what?
Just poured a load of whiskey
Set him
on the
on
floor.
light.
Set him alight. Yeah, it's just like it's how you deal with it, mate.
It's the only way.
You should
sometimes.
do a dummy's guide to killing stalkers, mate.
really
Or
should.
Jim's guide to
Releasing
spin off from Not 40. Jimmy's guide to
like a help thing.
getting
Yeah.
rid of stalkers.
Yeah.
Crazy Frog, Axel F was the first ringtone to become number one in the charts.
That was awful. That thing.
as you remember. But the producer.
that was the thing you're talking about, was it? Crazy Frog.
No, it wasn't. But it has come up before.
Yeah, I mentioned it.
But producers actually received death threats because
I'm not
people
surprised.
hated
It
it
was
Shit,
so much.
wasn't it? It was really shit.
It was. It was one of the first years where you could sort of download
the
of
whole
ringtones and shit, couldn't you?
ringtones,
So
and then it got silly.
that was
That
awful, wasn't it?
Crazy Frog was so annoying. Yeah,
That was just beyond.
there was
annoying.
certain annoying things at the time, but that started it off, didn't it?
Very
That
much
was-
I thought it was earlier than that. 2005.
Because you had like
was it
Mr.
really?
Wazzo and stuff, didn't you?
Yeah, that was a
Yeah,
bit
that kind of
thing,
before.
that was a bit annoying.
And what's the other annoying? There wasn't an ad. Oh no, it was an advert. Do you remember that Buzzwider? The
Budweiser thing, yeah.
the
Yeah.
and the what's up and all that and all that.
Yeah,
crap.
it was all a bit annoying, wasn't it? Actually,
Yeah,
when
that
you think
was annoying. Got a couple of records for you guys.
about it. Lovely.
Yeah, if you want to
Love a record.
Love a
Right.
record.
So, what was the number?
6.
of-
Sorry, I panicked.
Not bad.
Under
Okay.
pressure.
What is the number of the most spoons on a human face?
Ooh, I'm going to stand by it. I'm running with 16.
You can get a couple on the nose.
You're going 16.
16.
I know people could put them on their cheeks somehow. I can't remember their
Look at
eyebrows.
Phil working it out.
Yeah,
methodically,
exactly.
Like Rachel
I'm going
Riley
12.
of Cutlery.
You're going 12, mate. One out, Jimmy. 17.
Oh, God, I know my spoons.
You're pretty good with these guesses,
I know
mate. I
my
must admit.
spoons.
All right, world's
Weatherspoons.
How long do you think the world's largest nose is? And I'll tell you the distance I got here. Well, sorry, the measuring distance is centimeters.
Nose.
Yeah.
Nose. So it's Pinocchio.
It's Simpsons, isn't it? So.
Friend of the pod, Senor Simpson.
Oh.
Oh,
Nose. Oh, don't know how it's going to...
longest nose.
So it's measured
So what,
from
are we going
there
from
to
like
the
the-
bridge, is it? It's got to be going down.
Yeah, I guess so. It's
It's got to be...
Turkish guy's the winner.
It's got to be like there.
Mahet.
Jesus,
Zurich.
if anyone could see this, it's
Yeah,
an
exactly.
amazing point from Reynolds.
I'm going
He's gone
9
down to his
centimetres.
9 centimeters. Okay.
chin. Okay, I'm going to go a bit longer than that. I'm going to go 12.
Phil gets back. It's 1-1 between you two.
God damn it.
8.8 centimeters.
I mean, that's not bad. Let's round up. Let's call it 9.
Okay, we've got a couple more. So
Okay, so all to play for.
all to play for.
Okay.
Right. What is the world's largest beard?
Oh, now they are incredible.
It'll be going length from
it's
the
got-
This
chin,
is this is
chin
me. This
down.
is this
We're
is
in
meters.
now. They are long. They are long.
And this is
mobiles.
from Sarwan Singh.
So, yeah. Okay.
Tutankhamun.
Loving the beard
Can't be
stroking.
that many meters.
I think it is. You know, I think I'm going to say 4.3.
I was going to go 4. I was going to say 4.
You're going
so
4.3.
I'm going to go 5.2 then.
I love that. I was going to go 4.
I was going to go 4.
5.3.
Okay, you should have stuck in that park, but it's still way over. Both of you went way over. It's
Oh, is it?
2.33 meters.
Jesus, that's
Still,
still
long.
that's hefty, isn't it?
Okay.
It's like 8 foot,
So
isn't it?
Jim takes it.
Yes.
So,
he's won.
okay, well,
Creeping
you got
back out.
you got 2 more. So
best
maybe if
of
you
all
equalise here, right? What's the fastest 100-meter world record on all fours?
On all fours.
Oh.
Crawling. So crawling along.
Well, it could be crawling. Yeah, I suppose so. You could be kind of
Bear- like
running.
bear.
Yeah, bear crawl.
Yeah,
I
bear
guess.
crawling.
I don't know, I've never done it
So
myself.
they do it in like 10 seconds, do they normally?
I'm going to run. Where are you going?
I'm going 23 seconds.
23.
Oh, I think that might be doing them a disservice. You know, they get some speed up. I'm going to go 19.2.
18.58 seconds.
That's
Fast,
that is
isn't it?
fast.
I don't
isn't
think.
it?
Right,
I don't
one,
think I could run that now. could I?
Nah, that's what I mean. That's,
okay, last one for shits and gigs. I don't think Phil can. You can't
nah,
even-
it's 3-1. But
This is just
Yeah.
for
pride.
glory,
Right, for pride.
Win the second half, lads. Win the second half.
What is the furthest milk squat from someone's eyes? So basically, squirting milk out their eyes.
what, like
Christ.
ejaculation.
Like you can
Well,
squeeze
eye
it out
coming.
Yeah.
You can squeeze it
Yeah,
out
eye
the
coming,
tear
yeah.
ducts, can't you?
Yeah.
And that'd be like drips down your face. But it's
they-
squirt
they
out.
could-
Yeah, some people can squirt it out. Yeah.
Wow,
Fucking hell.
squirters.
Do you
I've
want?
heard of them.
Do you want the meterage? Do you want the?
Is it
what-
meters?
No, it's not meter. It's feet. It's feet.
It's in feet. Okay. 3.5 feet.
3.5 feet.
2.5 feet.
This is exciting.
Jimmy takes it.
Oh,
No, it's 9.2
Jesus. H. Whizzles.
I know. There you go.
Impressive.
Squirting milk.
Wow.
That is all I
That's
got.
ABC News.
That is a.
And so on and so forth. Touche. Well, that was a hell of a roundup, and I'm just going to wallow in my victory for a second, if I
Yeah.
don't mind. Just,
Was it 4-1? It was 4-1, wasn't it?
it was
It was
comprehensive.
a thrashing, wasn't it?
Let's run with it.
Out for the
Phil's audio diary. Evening blankers, 4th of January here. 7:02 p.m. Had a day at work. Won't talk about that. It's pretty boring. The weather's been it's been dry today. Dry, quite mild actually, quite nice. Not much to talk about. Pretty boring day really. Plans for this evening. Gonna make some sour bread with my daughter in a minute. Got to make some starter pack, evidently. Lasts about 7 to 10 days. So I'll keep you posted on it, keep you updated on the sour bread. I'll put it up on the social media when it's done. And then probably do some research for our pod this week, 2006. I've got to watch a couple of films I haven't seen in a while, see if they still hold up. That's about it, really. And I'll speak to you tomorrow. Good people. See you later. Shh. Phil's audio diary.
All right, chaps, let's talk TV from 2005 then, shall we? Another good year, I sense.
Yeah,
What can we remember? Phil.
Oh, there was a lot actually. I've got The Office US.
Oh, yes.
Started.
Yeah,
Do you
I
know
actually
what?
quite like that.
I've only just, in the last maybe 6 months, got into that.
Yeah, I've never watched it.
I'm at Series 7 and it is
good.
so good.
Is it?
Yeah,
See,
I
I've never watched it. I love the English one so
I
much.
never wanted to. I was like, I
was
felt
just
a
like-
bit like disrespectful
No, it's
almost.
good.
to
It's
do it,
good
but
in
it's
its own
so
right,
good.
yeah.
It stands alone completely.
Yeah, I probably
Really
will at some point, but I've never watched it. But
I
I'm
now
not too sure.
prefer
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
but there's obviously a lot of them, isn't there? They
There's
obviously
like
The
9
Office
series,
just does
I
12.
think,
Yeah, they
There
just
is,
whereas obviously-
yeah.
so they get their own stuff after a while.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's
Another
good.
similar American-based thing. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Again, just starting watching that.
Yeah, that's good.
Really
I do
good.
like that. I must
Really,
What's that?
really.
I don't think I've watched
It's just guys open this Irish pub in Philadelphia.
Oh, okay.
Rob
It's just-
McElhenney and Danny
Yeah.
DeVito.
Oh, okay.
And,
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
It's
Yeah.
quite
Really
good. It's easy
yeah,
Easy to
comedy.
watch,
Yeah,
there's a lot of
American
that sort
comedy.
of stuff that knocks around, like Community, and
Yeah,
they're all kind
yeah,
of a par, but it's very, very good.
Yeah, that was good. I got Prison Break.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
I remember
yeah.
that.
Now the first season was
It
fucking
blew your head,
awesome.
didn't it?
It was
Yeah,
so, good. It
yeah.
gets shit after that. Seasons
I
after
only
that.
watched the first one and just gave up. I
Yeah,
was
so
like,
he's
that's
not.
good.
But the first season was absolutely brilliant.
So
yeah,
good.
so he's this
Him,
guy
the
who's put in
brother.
prison, but then it turns out that he's trying to get his brother out of prison, and then he's tattooed. He's
From
got a
head to foot.
tattoo.
He's
like,
got
head
the
to foot
plans
of the whole plans of the prison on him, and he's basically
hidden in his tattoo body cast.
Yeah. Oh, really?
It's so
and it's
good.
just all about. And honestly,
So
the first season he's brilliant.
Yeah.
And then it gets really far fetched and stupid after that. But
Did you bother going back for the?
I did watch I think I watched the second one, and that was all right. And it just one of them programs, brilliant, and it just gets worse as it goes.
Yeah.
I think by the
okay.
third one, I was like, this is shit now.
Yeah. It's
I
a big
just gave
commitment
up.
because I think it's like 6 series or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was about the third one I
Too
gave
many.
up. But the first one was.
Really good.
Do you know if
Really,
he actually
really
breaks out, like for good?
Yeah, he does well. I don't know for good, but the first one he does get out of the first one, and the second one,
good.
yeah,
He
he's,
goes back again.
yeah, he's odd, and then the third one's in a Mexican prison. It just gets a bit stupid, but yeah,
Sort of.
definitely if you want to, watch the first series.
Just watch
really
it as a
good.
standalone and sort of treat it as such. It's really good. Very, very good.
Yeah, I mean I've got loads more, but you guys have probably got some, so I'll let you guys take it.
Got a few, so I can sort
Go on,
of
Jimmy.
pick up with Mock the Week, starting
Yeah.
on BBC Two.
Very good.
Ran for 17 years, just obviously finished
Has it
literally
finished
last
now?
week.
Oh, okay.
Oh, did it really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's still.
It's just
I
finished
come up
last
on my
week.
search. It's still going, but
Yeah,
then,
is it
it's
finished
the
then?
very final one. He's showing tonight, I think.
Is that with
Oh,
Dara?
It's like a look back.
Oh, okay.
So the final episode is done, and then they do two where they look back over.
I wouldn't
the,
be able to tell you.
the
I know.
years and
Does
stuff.
Dara still do it?
Yeah, Dara and
Has
Hugh,
he done it the whole time, or was there
Yeah.
someone before him?
No, he was in it from the beginning, and so was Hugh Dennis. They're the
okay.
original two. And then they had like Frank. I mean, you think about the amount of comedians it's launched.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Frankie
Boyle
Boyle,
was on.
yeah.
Russell Howard was on it early doors. And
Frankie Boyle was like the main one because he was
Yeah,
really
he was
controversial.
so
controversial, yeah.
controversial. And then there was like Lee Hurst for a little bit.
Lee-
and
who
then
was the,
Andy
Not Andy Peters.
Yeah, Andy.
Oh yeah, the bald-headed guy.
Andy Parsons.
Andy Parsons.
yeah.
They've had a few sort of consistent, and then Chris what's his name?
Addison.
I forget his name. It's going to be
Ed
awful.
Gamble's on it a lot, isn't he, as well? Isn't he?
A lot of that sort of stuff, yeah. So Nish Kumar's and all the rest of them, but they've all come through and done a great shift.
I got a little bit put off of it after a while, and I kind of knew how it works out. And if you probably know how it works out anyway. You know when they do their like the spin type thing for the
Yeah.
it's all catered for their material.
Oh, of course, yeah. It's just designed. So it used to be
so-
like all of the stand-ups would do their own thing.
Like,
Now it's only two.
Yeah.
The ones that are touring essentially, and trying out stuff.
It used to wind me up because they used to kind of play it off as if it's like whose
what
line
luck.
is it? Yeah, like they're just
I'm really clever
improvising
and I've
it
just
and like,
yeah.
nah.
Yeah.
It's,
Once you know it's all a bit sort of rehearsed.
And also,
stuff,
yeah, they
the
get
scenes you like
people
to
in-
See,
Yeah.
they're all done ahead of time.
I think even the rehearsals, they're not actually on with the rehearsals. They're just someone I knew worked in there, so they just write notes. But as an actual show format,
Very good,
Yeah,
very
yeah,
good. He ran for quite some considerable time, so it was really good. Something that didn't run as long is Extras.
which
Which was
extras,
just
got that.
aces as well. So more Gervais greatness.
Yeah, that was
Yep, very
Really
good.
I mean, the David Bowie one in particular. Is just
I think again it was like two series, wasn't it?
Just two-
Similar to
two
Office,
in and
wasn't
out.
it? He likes to do that, doesn't he? He just
Yeah.
does a few series, a couple of series, and then he.
and it works.
Although
it works
his
perfectly. but-
Afterlife is hit 3, isn't he?
Yeah.
But that's over as well now, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's done and
yeah.
dusted. So yeah, but really, really good.
Yeah, okay, no, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, all done and dusted, and then the thick of it as well on BBC4,
Yeah, I had that,
which I
yeah.
really,
Yeah,
really like.
that was good.
Yeah.
So yeah, anything from you, Richie?
Soccer AM.
Oh my word!
Love
yeah,
Soccer.
of
Hell's
course.
Bells.
in the original
Bells and
guys. Yeah,
It wasn't Thingy Lovejoy to begin with, was it? No.
no, he picks it up after about 2 series, I think, doesn't he? But,
Right. Okay.
But that was the
they were
best
the-
time.
they were the
Lovejoy
golden
and
age,
Hell's
weren't they?
Bells. Yeah.
absolutely. Rocket and all
That was when
little-
it was
Yeah.
like the peak of its
all
powers.
the, all the
wasn't
good
it?
producers.
Yeah,
I
kind
think,
of-
Sheephead and
Yeah.
all the rest of them,
Yeah, when they
Fenners and so on and so forth. But now it's.
who's the
I
other?
think it's Fenner's now, isn't it? He does it, isn't it?
I think he hosts it along with Jimmy
Who's-
Bullard, doesn't he?
Right.
Ah,
okay.
yeah,
Who's the weird guy? He used to be really weird.
Really weird.
Yeah, he used to have his own segment, and he'd do interviewing.
Oh, he's the guy who looks like the one out of
Tubes.
Tubes.
Tubes,
And
that's
he
it,
looks
yeah.
like the guy out of we just talked about him in the last one, the band.
Oh right,
Keen.
Kane. Yeah,
Oh,
Spitting
yeah,
image
sorry.
of him, doesn't he?
He does
yeah.
look like him,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
he
Tubes.
does. Yeah, you're right. He's been through some stuff as well.
Yeah, drugs and alcohol, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, he's had a heart attack as well, I think.
has he really?
He's had to
Oh,
lose
really?
a load of weight
Oh,
and all
cool.
sorts of stuff. Yeah, so
Okay.
he's been through the ringer, but he's
People
all
think
right.
he's still really young, but he's probably similar age to us, isn't he?
Yeah, ridiculous.
The
I remember-
Apprentice.
That's the thing. I remember working at Sky and sort of seeing the set and stuff. It's
Oh, really?
really fucking small. It's
Oh,
incredibly small, but it's a very, very good show. Anyway.
Yeah, I can imagine it would. They've got The Apprentice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, still going. Bill Oddie's Nice Bodies. That was a good one.
He's just going to pass it
Just
off as
how to watch wildlife. Bill Oddie's How to Watch Wildlife.
lovely
Like,
stuff.
no, and like as if he's really arrogant and he's just saying, "Oh, this is how you watch
This is
wildlife."
my body, yeah.
American Dads, Jeremy Kyle show.
Oh,
my
God
god,
almighty,
This
yeah.
was. I used. It was one of them things. It was like a bit like self harm. I used to watch it.
But yeah,
It's a
Enjoy
car
it,
crash, isn't it? It's like
but
watching a car crash.
hate yourself for watching it.
Hate
Yes.
myself for watching it. It was kind of, and then it was like I'm learning about it later on about how they used to wind up.
The documentary was
it's kind of-
really bad on it, wasn't it? Yeah.
yeah, and he's
Awful stuff.
he's pretty bad. Well, he comes across. He don't
And the
come across
people
good.
and the people like the people who work on it, they just made up the shit.
yeah.
They tell them, they just go, yeah, we just made it all up.
All up.
It's just like fucking hell.
Yeah, it's
Just going into the
pretty-
different green rooms, going, he's talking about
Especially-
you, and just winding them up and then just let them loose. It was fucking.
Well, he
awful
was like
show.
he was bullying. Then
Yes.
the fact of they made out they got the aftercare, but the aftercare was almost they had to fight for it. Didn't
Well,
they?
none of them were experienced. None of
No.
them were experienced. They would like
so bad.
teenage
Yeah.
kids as well. Though.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
producers were like 19-year-old and
That's what all-
never worked in telly
Yeah.
before. They were
That's
just
what all
thrown
runners
into
are,
It's
aren't
not
this.
just that. It's like they never worked in mental health as
Yeah.
well. Like this
Yes.
is bad. Like the people they got on.
It's
they were
now
good.
very much front of mind and stuff. You've got duty of care and all
Duty-
manner
yeah,
of
so
different
it's a
stuff
lot-
in TV. It's a hell of a lot
Yeah,
better.
I
but
can't
it's
believe it was
just-
allowed to go on for as
for
long as it
14
was.
years. It ran. That thing.
Yeah,
Just
and it would
the
be
amount of people that must have got.
I'm pretty
fucked up
sure
from
if that guy hadn't killed himself, it still would
still be going there. Yeah,
yeah.
he was still making the ratings.
I always wonder if he'd do a little Wayne's World thing and just do a little underground
What?
He's-
Oh,
in his
yeah.
garage kind
He's
of
gone
thing.
back into TV, hasn't he? Hasn't he gone to like GB
Can't believe he's-
News or one of those kind
I
of
can't believe he's allowed to work
awful
again.
efforts again? But yeah,
It's like them sort of. I thought he'd be one of them people who'd be put out to dry, a bit like you know how like Richard Keys and Andy.
yeah, you
Gray
hope. But again, they're working.
they're
on, like,
working. Yeah, I know.
French
They
TV
come
and stuff,
back,
aren't
don't
they,
they?
and
Yeah.
stuff,
So,
there's always a place for
do you remember
them.
Cash
unfortunately.
Cab? They used to get in the back of the cab and they used to ask them
Oh,
questions like
yeah.
the quiz.
Yeah, it was a lot of
like-
that kind of cheap
Right.
TV stuff.
Then this is the one I was telling you about. I fucking can't believe. Sorry, I said fucking aggressively, but I cannot. I cannot believe they made this into a show. And tell me if you remember this, because I don't. For the life of me,
Is it Coach Trip?
that is on here, but
is a
that is
great
worse than Coach Trip.
Oh Jesus, whips.
It's
Okay,
all right.
well I'm.
Are you
excited.
ready for this? All right. Celebrity wrestling.
I
right,
do remember this.
with Kate Thornton and
Yeah.
Rowdy Roddy Piper.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah, what a
seriously.
twosome.
And guess how many
Who's
series?
Kate? What's her name?
Kate
Thornton.
Thornton. She was
Do you
the one
remember?
that did
She-
the first like X Factor?
Yeah,
or
she
Pop
got
Idol.
before I think
blonde, bobbed
before-
hair.
She got let go and then Dermot took over. I think that
That's
was a
right.
big.
I don't remember.
Yeah, well,
Oh, you'll recognise her if you see her. But it's one
I
of those,
can't
like-
believe celebrity wrestling, and then you had like I can't remember some of the guests on there, but then I think
Oh,
you
it
had
would be
like
god
Jack
awful.
Osborne doing the second show.
That's
and
right, yeah.
it's so bizarre. That I just can't believe they. You know, like where it's like going back to that whole Alan Partridge thing about the cooking in prison,
Great-
and where
great
it's just
ideas, yeah.
just running out of ideas. But, like,
Yeah.
This is that all over.
Just
innit?
tennis.
Just put
Yeah, monkey
anyone
tennis.
together. Kate Thornton,
Kate Thornton and Rowdy
Roddy
Piper.
Piper. They're obvious bedfellows.
It's like they're so
Commissioned.
The scale is so different. Like she's like quite plain, and he's just a lunatic,
Just
or
an
was a
absolute
lunatic.
crackpot, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, rest his soul. Rowdy. Love Island started.
Yeah. Oh, dear, it's a rival to Big
Another
Brother,
so
isn't it? Yeah.
Mike Bassett manager.
Yes. Yeah, I remember that.
I can't believe they made a fucking film out of that. That
was ghastly, wasn't it?
Yeah, Rock School. Do you remember with Gene Simmons?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then
from
like
Kiss.
playing on the School of Rock thing, and there's that little Chris
Yeah.
thing. And then the others are all Channel 4 shows, Jim. So I don't know if you want to talk about them.
lot of them. So there was 8 out of 10 cats,
Yeah.
which obviously led to the more successful crossover with the Countdown.
Yeah.
Sugar Rush, if you remember that.
What
It
was that,
That was a show about two young lesbians finding their way.
Oh, is that what it was?
Quite,
Oh,
It was
okay.
quite sweet. Come Dine With Me. I remember that. I mean,
Yeah.
that's been running forever and a day, but that is so good.
Yeah, I still
in
watch
terms of
that.
the
I can
voiceover
still watch
stuff.
that.
It's so easy to just fall into, isn't it? And then I had, do you remember this one? Justin Lee Collins. Do you remember the hairy
Yeah.
Bristolian? He did Bring Back. And he brought back like Grange Hill.
Oh, yeah.
He did the A-Team.
Yeah.
He did all manner of like
whatever happened to him? He was
nostalgic
quite
stuff.
big at one point, wasn't
He turned out to be a bit of a wrong-un.
Oh, really? Did
I
it?
remember
Oh,
him.
He had some sort of stuff hanging over him and stuff.
Oh,
He went
okay.
very much off.
He had a really like husky voice, didn't he?
Yeah.
And long hair.
crazy.
curly
He was,
hair.
he was always running around like
You like a
challenging
beard,
Bristolian
didn't he? Yeah.
accent? Or,
big Bristolian accent. But yeah, he was like they did Dallas. And they did all manner of like nostalgic shows and tried
that's
to
right.
Yeah,
get them
that's
all
it.
together again. Then
He
put
was
on-
quite big at one point, wasn't he?
Didn't he,
He
do
was
a
huge.
show?
He was absolutely
A
huge.
late night show as well.
Yeah,
With someone,
yeah.
I
He did
can't
like a
remember.
JLC kind of.
That's
Yeah, like
it.
chat
Thing.
show,
Yeah,
didn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
chat show and stuff. But he was sort of riding the crest of a wave and then did something a bit wonky and had to disappear from public life for a while. But yeah, there was lots of that sort of good stuff. And there was also like Deal or No Deal that kicked off.
Yeah, that was
Bringing
good.
back-
That Deal or No
Bringing
Deal.
back Noel from the wilderness because he was having a shitty old time of it. And
I don't know how that hasn't still gone on because that could have just gone on forever because it's such a simple.
it's a simple premise, isn't it?
But it could. I don't know why it would stop. 'Cause
Again,
it could
he
just
sold
carry
it
it on
around
and
the
carry
world,
it on.
didn't he? As
Yeah.
well, so he's
Was it
made
his
some cash
actual
out of
idea?
it.
No, I think it was from Netherlands, wasn't it?
It's like a Dutch thing.
Yeah, I
wasn't
think it was a
And he
Dutch thing
like-
originally, or Denmark, or Danish, or something like one of
So
them.
why was he unpopular? Was he just uncool after
So he
the
did
house
the whole
party?
house
and-
party,
yeah.
and then he made some like really bad investments, and
Oh,
he lost
okay.
all his money.
Right.
And
So
then
it
he
was-
sort of was slowly coming back. Didn't he have like a helicopter crash as well or something?
Don't know. I know he was
right.
into
A
his
lot of
helicopters,
stuff
yeah.
went wonky
Yeah,
for him,
Mr.
and he
Blobby
just
was
really lost
driving
a lot of. Yeah, turns out you let a fucking demented spotty bollocks.
I'm surprised that's
drive
not
your thing.
still on telly. That Deal or No
Deal or
Deal.
No
'Cause it's-
Deal.
it-
Yeah.
It could go on and on.
Well,
'cause it doesn't.
rather that than like fucking that or like Coach Trip as we didn't really talk about that as a fucking dribble program, wasn't it? It was again
Yeah,
like just
yeah.
fucking people just arguing on a coach.
On a coach, yeah. It's all just it's cheap telly, isn't it? That has to fill daytime. But
The only other one I've got we haven't mentioned is My Name Is Earl. Do you remember that?
I bloody
yeah.
loved that with Jason.
Yeah.
What's his chops?
Jason Lee. Was it Jason Lee?
Yeah, not
Jason-
the
yeah.
not the one with the
Not-
pineapple
not-
on his
yeah.
head.
But I was
was
reading
good
about it, he won. It was only 100,000.
Yes.
But
Yeah,
like
on the scratch card. And it
like
changed
now
his
you think
life.
that wouldn't do, like, because he was made out every week.
That
He
was
was like
it.
doing things to like turn his life around. But
Paying it
I
back.
always thought it was like millions, not like 100,000. That wouldn't do much now at all, actually, would
Wouldn't
it?
touch the sides, would it? Jesus.
No, it's true.
Barely get a one-bedroom flat.
It was
for
quite a good program at the time.
That was
wasn't it? I
great,
remember
wasn't
that.
it? Yeah. Really remember
I
that.
think that was Channel 4 as well, wasn't it? I think.
It was a E4 launched by that point. I imagine
Might
it
have
was
been, yeah,
Channel
might have been
4,
E4,
one
yeah.
or two. But lots of 4s launched. There was more 4 launched that year. ITV 4 launched. And BBC One was picking up Little Britain after it had been quite successful on BBC Three.
Wow.
Obviously, it's now a little bit dated and a bit iffy.
Yeah, exactly.
But, it is what it is.
I don't even know if like some shows they put a warning on and that, but I don't even know if
I'm
that
not
would be
even sure if
repeated.
they show it. Yeah, I don't think they have it on the iPlayer.
Like
or
or
anything.
gold or whatever. I'm not too sure if
I
it'd
don't
be
think
on
it
that.
does. Don't think it does.
There's a
It's
few
one of
shows
those-
that come up. You're like, oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, that's of a time.
Yeah.
But this is like, I don't think they show it.
No,
No.
this is quite bad. Isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit wonky donkey, that's for sure. And what else do I have? Oh, the green grass.
Yeah,
Just
I had
turned out-
that, yeah, I saw
what were they thinking?
Yeah.
What was that again?
That was the Only Fools spin-off.
Oh,
It was
Only
John
Fools.
Sullivan as well, and it must have been one of his last things he did, actually.
It's sad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sort of go out that way, but
Yeah, it still doesn't.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't tarnish him because he was a genius.
Yeah.
But yeah, it wasn't. I didn't watch it really. It was.
I didn't
poor.
like that. And what was the first? What was the Only Fools and Horses?
Rock
when
and
they
ship,
was young?
Ship.
Rock and Ships or something, was
yeah,
it? Was it?
rock and chips.
That was. It was all right. It was more dramatic than it was
Yeah.
comedic kind of thing, but it wasn't great. But
Yeah.
was that? It was. Did he write that as well before he died? I think he did actually.
I think he might have started.
Might have
it,
done
and
one
his-
of them, and then I
his
think they
son
did one
carried
after.
on.
I can't remember the guy from the In-Betweeners, did it? Didn't he?
Yeah.
The one who played Jay, wasn't it? I can't remember his name.
Yeah, James something in it.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Decent stuff on anything else that you can remember, or
No,
is that,
that was
that
it.
fairly
I think we've
comprehensive?
covered. There was a lot of it, wasn't there?
There was a lot of good stuff again. It was like it was a golden.
Yeah, TV
golden
was
age.
starting to kick in there, wasn't it?
Picking up, definitely. That's for sure.
Out for the
Phil's audio diary. Hi, Blankers. 5th of January today, isn't it? So, yeah, I left you last night on the cliffhanger of me going to make some sour bread. Starter pack or something, I don't know what it is. But yeah, that went well. We're doing that, me and my daughter. So I've got a week's worth of that. That should be good. And then start to be able to make some sour bread. It's all pretty exciting, isn't it? Anyway, moving on from that. As you'd have heard, I was also going to watch a film and research for the pod this week, and I did that. I did watch one. I won't give away what film I watched, but I very much enjoyed it. I didn't think I would as much as I do. I did remember seeing it when it first came out, and I couldn't quite remember it, so I watched it again, and it stood up to time, and 2, I think I preferred it now than when I did then, so that's very good. It's good to know, so I'll be mentioning that on the upcoming pod. Weather today, yeah, it's been okay. It's not too bad. Again, similar all week. It's not been a bad week, has it? But hope you're all well, and speak soon. Bye. Shh. Phil's audio diary.
Should we rattle on to films? That was happening as well. Whoa! Steady on there. A little burst of effort from Phil.
Cracked into the mic,
Absolutely
Glenn.
smashed the mic up. Woo-hoo. He's obviously excited about the films because he knows this is his time to
It's
shine.
a good year.
Come on then, Reynolds. What you got in your 3, 2, 1?
I've got a lot of
films?
honourable mentions, but we'll come back to
We'll come back to them. We'll circle back.
And I've got a real variety. This is probably the biggest variety. I've got a bit of everything.
Got a bit of a
In my
variety
top
bucket,
threes.
Phil.
In my top threes,
got a
I've got
variety
a
bucket.
real variety. So number 3, I've got a comedy.
Go on, what is
Have
it?
you?
I've gone for Wedding Crashers at
Hey,
number
I've
3.
got that at my
Yeah,
number
that's good.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah, got that great film.
Great
Get Owen Wilson and
Vince Vaughn?
Vince Vaughn. Yeah,
Can't go
very
wrong,
good.
can you?
Go film. I haven't watched it in a while, but yeah, I do like that.
Was that? It was like Christopher Walken as well, wasn't it? It was that kind of
Yeah.
imaginary senator, wasn't he, or one of those kind of political figures?
Yeah, it was just. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, and
Yeah.
is it Jane? It was Jane Seymour. The
Jane Seymour was the wife of,
and she asks him to like
Walken. She
motorboat.
starts-
Things like that on the stairs. It's just like,
It's just bizarre because you had Isla Fisher in there as well as like the psycho.
Yeah,
who
that's
just
it,
falls
yeah.
instantly
that's
in
right,
love
yeah.
with Vince Vaughn's character, and she's like, probably, "Don't leave me,
and who is
or I'll
the
find
who's
you."
the brother as well?
Scary stuff.
Who's the brother? There's
Oh, he's like the painter.
is it?
who's
It's
very
Bradley Cooper, isn't it?
emotional.
Is it Bradley Cooper?
Bradley Cooper's the boyfriend of Rachel McAdams.
Ah,
who's the
right,
other
yeah,
one.
because she's in it as well, isn't
Who's
she?
Rachel
Yeah, she's she's a big actress. Well,
Yeah.
it's got a really good cast.
It's an amazing cast, yeah, because he ends up destroying like Vince Vaughn in the American football game and stuff.
Yeah,
doesn't he?
that's it. Yeah,
He starts destroying. Oh, it's really, really, really good. And then Will Ferrell everywhere. Back then.
Oh, at the end of the funeral, isn't it? Yeah.
He's like the original, isn't he?
Yeah.
The mentor, and then they both go their separate ways. It's essentially a love story, but between the two friends.
Yeah.
And they slowly come back to each other. It's beautiful. Good
Yeah,
film.
it's good.
Good film.
So yeah, I got that at my number 3. So my number 2, I went for comedy. For number 2, I've gone for a bit of action.
Okay.
And so I've gone for Batman Begins.
Oh.
That's number 2. Yeah, obviously the
Okay, yeah.
trilogy of Christian Bale, Christian Nolan.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is actually, obviously everyone remembers The Dark Knight more, but this is actually a good one, Batman Begins. It is good.
It's kind of,
So, yeah.
Liam Neeson at the beginning there.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like they're having like a bit of a scrap, haven't they?
So it'd been a good 10 years since the crap of like Val Kilmer, George Clooney, and all of that. So it'd been 10 years since the old Batman thing, but this is a completely different thing. Actually, it was more dramatic, darker, more action.
I've got a fact about the Val Kilmer one. The a bit like with Superman and Richard Pryor. That the Val Kilmer film was actually written for Jim Carrey as the Riddler.
Yeah.
And pretty much
They
Val
just had to
Kilmer
build
was
a film
just
around it almost.
it's
You
almost.
think they'd
just
learned
like
from
a-
Superman
It was
3,
like
wouldn't
I know, yeah. But yeah, he built a thing around him, and just I think Val Kilmer just says he was just frustrated and said it was no
Just,
point
yeah,
in him
I'm
being
just-
it. Yeah,
I'm just
it was like almost like
a tit in a suit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But no, these were good. Obviously, the other ones, especially the middle one, obviously goes on to be probably the best one. But it was a good starting point. Start the old franchise off again.
Indeed.
On my number 1,
So we've had comedy, we've had action.
yeah.
So this has got to be the hardcore pornography, or it's a musical.
Wow, no, actually, it's something I a genre I don't really favour much at all,
Okay.
Oh, it is musical.
and it's horror. It's a horror.
Oh,
Saw 2.
But this is a horror that is still probably one of my favourites today, and it's The Descent.
The Descent.
And it scares
seen it.
the shit out of me.
The Descent. That rings a bell.
So basically, it's women who go on a caving expedition.
Oh, yeah.
They're like
Yeah.
these, what do you call them, who go do all these weird...
Potholing sort of thing.
No, they just go and cave, but they're all like...
Oh,
what do you call like when people jump out of planes and stuff like that? What would
Base
you...
jumpers.
Yeah, but they
Lunatics.
adrenaline junkies
junkies.
kind of
Okay,
thing.
right.
So they do like caving expeditions, and it starts off with a woman who's lost her daughter and her husband in an accident. So it shows you that, and it jumps forward a few years, and she's obviously still depressed through this. And they go on a caving expedition. And they go into this cave. I can't remember where it is exactly. And it's a really claustrophobic film. So like they're going through these
All dark
tiniest,
tunnels,
like literally, and you're just like, it makes you feel like, oh fuck, how can I? Like there is no space between their shoulders. Like crawling through these things. It goes on for a good hour, 45 minutes, an hour. But like just claustrophobic, builds it up, and then it just goes bang into this pure horror. Like. And then it's just after that, it's a 45-minute roller coaster of pure horror after that. But it's one of these films, when the credits at the end, I was just like, when I felt myself loosen, where I'd clearly been gripping, and I didn't realise it. And then at the end, I was like, oh, fuck. And it was like,
and breathe.
yeah, it was like that. It was just
You watched
so
it back?
tense. Yeah, and it's still brilliant.
Yeah, okay.
It's good. I think I told you I watched the film recently, reminding me of it.
Oh, okay.
But this is
Mary Poppins too.
yeah.
Oh.
And I'm not a horror.
Roller coaster.
I'm not a
Emily
horror
Blunt.
fan.
Oh my god!
I'm not a horror, and it's not gore horror. It's tense, and it's the way the
Psychological.
Yeah,
it's the way
psychological is
they
the worst.
it makes you claustrophobic at first. It builds you up and builds you up, and
Yeah.
then it just goes for it. It's not gore. I don't like gore horror, but yeah, if you ever get,
What?
I know horror's not everyone. It's not my cup of tea, but if you want to be scared,
I won't be adding that to my list.
No.
let's
No,
put it
he's
that way.
very
It's not-
good.
It's not my thing at all.
Yeah, no, the psychological is powerful because you probably, if I said to you like Halloween the original, how much blood would you say is in that film?
Oh, almost,
Yeah,
almost
no.
negligible, one imagines.
I wouldn't have thought much in it because it's all He's
But you probably think there's a bit, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
I don't think there's any.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's none in
It's
there.
just
It's all
enough to, up in your head.
yeah, of course.
The rest get ridiculous after
No,
that.
because
but-
of course.
That's the thing. I can't switch off. So as soon as the film stops,
Right.
normal people go, "Well, that was exciting.
Oh, okay.
I'll have a cup of tea."
Yeah.
My head goes, "Well, clearly there's someone behind the stairs." Or as soon as I turn this
Yeah.
lights out, I'm a fucking goner.
And I don't like
Like
horror.
Mr. Myers, do you
Yeah,
have,
exactly.
do you have two sugars?
I can't switch off.
I don't like horror, but I will never forget that feeling of just the film ended and like me just literally
And
relaxing because it was like I've been on a roller coaster and then just it finished and I was just
Okay.
like shit, and I thought that done its job. That's
Yeah.
what it's for. But it wasn't just a horror film for the sake of it. It was a good, like say, it was well thought out. It made you, it brought you into it. This tense
full
underground
experience,
cave, and then it just took you for a ride that I've probably never been on since, actually, in a horror film. So, yeah,
Oh, man.
that's my number one.
Powerful ratings.
love it, yeah, I
from
love a good
Big
scary
Pip
one.
Whitehouse. Well, Dale, does your list match up to that?
Yeah, it's kind of a weird one, my list. So I've got a lot of films that I cannot remember. So I don't know whether to put them in or not. One of them come up actually as Phil's choice last year as the whole sort of... but the third one, I'm not too sure. I remember liking it at the time, and that's Crash, but I can't remember
Is that
anything
the
about it.
Cronenberg one?
No, there was one
it's
after
the,
that one. It won all the Oscars, didn't it?
Oscars, yeah.
The multiple cast.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
It's like
From
Matt
what I
Dillon
remember-
as a racist and stuff.
yeah,
like that.
it's all based around race, but it's a very clever story from what I remember. But I cannot for the life of you tell you what it's about, explain it.
Yeah.
So I think for that reason I'm going to swap it for the 40-Year-Old Virgin, just because I can tell you about a bit about that. And
Yeah, you can.
Again, just like with the whole chest hair thing.
I've got it as my number one. I'm
Yeah, I
not,
love
I'm not
it, yeah.
ashamed to say it. Bang, it's in there.
No, I love it.
Smacking
No, I
it.
love it. It's great, and just all the whole the setup of the facts of who's I can't remember the crazy girl he has in his car, and doesn't she vomit him and all
It's
that.
just
and
insanity,
just-
isn't it? So
That
it's-
chest hair scene, they didn't actually.
That's
yeah.
real.
He was, yeah,
That's
he was
real.
doing
said,
it, wasn't he?
He
Yeah.
said literally to the director, it has
Well,
to
And
be
you see
real,
like Seth
otherwise I
Rogen
won't-
that are actually
Yes,
cracking
waking
up,
up.
and they're actually
It's
like
like
fucking
the fact that
laughing.
he stays in character whilst he's being physically tortured.
Is it Paul
essentially.
Rudd and Seth Rogen? I can't remember. Is this?
Paul Rudd, Seth
Rudd's-
Rogen, and one other actor. And one has to leave because he literally goes, oh, "This is doing me in. I've got to go."
Well, the other thing with the chest hair thing is the lady was going to put it on his nipple.
Yeah.
And someone had to step in and say no because she would have actually taken his
Taken it
nipple
off, yeah, she wasn't a trained-
So it was kind of like that.
Trained
And
actor and stuff. Yeah.
also, the other thing with the 40-year-old Virgin is he's a massive toy collector, action figures. I can relate to
Very
that
much so, I was
because of
gonna say.
like, what I had. So there's all little snippets in it, but it's just funny. But I think the back and forth when they're talking about Coldplay, even little things like that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I
I can't
know.
remember the lines. I'm not going to ruin it, but it was.
There's an extended version where they do that and sort of go further and further.
further and
into it
further.
stuff, Yeah.
Yeah, that the whole thing is.
But it's
just,
great. It's that whole cast again, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
no,
like the-
and to be fair, I love Steve Carell. Is just again.
They were
he's
on
really-
everything around this
they
period.
were
These
just omnipresent. weren't
through
they?
this
Yeah.
probably 10 years, weren't they? They were always.
Because you've even got what's his name? Jonah Hill makes a very early appearance in this. He's the
Yeah.
guy that buys
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah.
from the eBay shop that she runs.
Yes, that's
Oh,
right.
Obviously, over time, he appears with Seth Rogen and stuff.
Yeah,
in a
oh,
variety
okay,
of
yeah,
different
I wasn't know
knocked
that.
up and
Okay.
stuff like that, isn't it?
Pineapple Express and so on and so forth.
Pineapple-
and it
yeah,
goes into
I like
Super
Pineapple.
Bad and all the rest
Yes.
of it. So
Yeah,
it's
they
the
all-
start of him. But yeah,
Big old. Oh, it's a big old list, isn't
the
it?
Paul Rudd and the Seth Rogen's work, and Leslie Mann is obviously Judd Apatow's wife.
Wife, yeah.
Yeah,
So she
yeah.
appears in a lot of that stuff. But Jane Lynch is absolutely
Yeah,
excellent.
Yeah,
great as
she's
well,
great
yeah.
anyway.
She's
though,
just
so, yeah.
obscene, isn't she? So the stuff she gets away with is brilliant.
Well, you probably remember more about it, Jim, than me, but I just remember
love it.
laughing
It's-
last.
it's just a very funny film.
Number 2 I had is $1 Million Baby because it was on the year that come up, but you had it for the previous one, Phil. Again, great film. Again, the only other one that I could have put in, but again, I couldn't remember it, but I just remember it being cool and fun, and that was Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, like that with Robert Downey
Yeah,
Jr.
that's an
and-
honourable mention. It's good, isn't it?
but my number 1, which I can talk about, and I had to watch it again today just because it's so compelling. And you probably won't have a fucking clue what it's about, but I'll tell you, it's called Grizzly Man. It's a documentary about this guy called Timothy Treadwell, who basically went out into the wilderness and lived with bears. And he was a cross between Steve Irwin and Mr. Tumble. Like he's like he talks to
What, a
bears.
dead Australian paedophile?
Yeah, but he talks to bears. He's got names for them. Like
Right.
calls them Mr. Chocolate. Oh, hey, Mr. So he's going up to like these fucking grizzly bears.
Yeah,
and
the
he's
ones
like,
that can rip your face
yeah,
off.
the rest like
for
it's
fun.
like it's
Yeah.
like a Disney film, and he's calling them that. He's like being a fox steals his hat, and he's going, Scout, come back with me. And it's like it's fucking hilarious at first.
Right, okay.
So you
Is he
go
American or Canadian or something like that?
yeah, he's so this was again. So there's so many layers to it. It's a Werner Hogg film, or Herzog film. Werner Herzog,
Yeah.
So he does. It's tragic. It's heartwarming. It's strange. It's sad. And then as it goes on, you realise like obviously this guy's got issues. Like he's going up. He's watching bears having fights, and then he's doing boxing commentary to the winner, and stuff like that. And it's kind of basically goes back to he auditioned for Cheers,
Right.
came second to Woody Harrelson for the part as Woody, was so down about it, then sort of immersed himself in all this
Took
bear
himself
stuff.
off into this bear world.
The whole people of I think it was in Alaska or wherever he was getting said like, look, stay away from the bears.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're like, leave them alone.
They're not
You're not meant
toys.
to come here.
Yeah.
You're not meant to touch the bears. He's going up to. It's crazy. And the other thing you see on camera is the layers. You see the layers of this guy. So he starts off like it's quite funny. He's harmless, childlike, and then he just talks. And the more and more he talks, the more and more he's left on his own in the wilderness. He's losing his fucking mind.
Yeah.
And he's getting angry about certain stuff. There's people coming to visit, and he wants
Does
to
he have
throw.
a vendetta against Woody Harrelson? though?
Yeah, it might do. But it's just
Steve McFadden when he
it's-
lost out to True Detective.
True
do you remember
Detective.
He's training the bears to attack Woody Harrelson.
It also it's tragic. It's like pretty much you can guess what the ending is, but it's
Does he get eaten by his bears?
him and his girlfriend.
Shit.
So he's got his girlfriend over who was getting to the stage where she knew he'd lost his mind.
Yeah.
And
She's trying to save him,
basically
sort of.
save him. I think she, in the end, when he's being eaten, she's hitting the bear over
They
the head.
don't
with
film
fire.
this though.
No, but they got it on sound. So it's you don't hear it, but Werner Hogg hears it. He
Yeah.
listens to him dying,
And you see him-
and
his
you see his
reaction, sort of
reaction to one of Timothy Treadwell's friends, and he's in tears. It's so powerful. It's not for everyone, but it's like.
Wow.
It's an amazing, compelling watch. It's one of them one watch only
That's
films.
enough,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's not. It's like a Schindler's List because it's based on true events, but this is a true event.
Yeah.
It's mind blowing. Like I say, it starts off. You're kind of funny. You're laughing at Mr. Chocolate and all this sort of stuff. Is one of Sergeant Brown? He calls one of them versus Mickey. So it's quite like. But then as you get through the film, you realise, hang on a minute, this
isn't all
isn't
the ticket.
funny.
Yeah.
This isn't. So yeah, it's kind of like it's a lot of layers, but massively compelling. And it's like it's not these animals aren't Disney characters. They're not like in Disney
absolutely.
films. And he kind of at certain times he kind of treats them like it. So yeah, there you go. But if you ever got an opportunity, I'd say watch it because it's just compelling. Like again, because I'm fascinated by psychology and that it goes through so many different levels, and it's not for everyone, but
Shit,
it's a powerful film.
Ooh,
I think it won loads of Oscars for documentary, best documentary, all that sort of stuff. So I got it at home if you ever want to watch it, but I don't think I'll be watching it again.
Cool.
Wowzers, that's going to make my list look pretty weird now.
We've already told us you're number one.
Follow that. So, so fortunately, number 3 has already been taken care of by Wedding Crashers. My number 1 has been taken care of, 40-Year-Old Virgin. Number 2, you've mentioned it in the 2004 episode, Mr. Reynolds, as a film you did not enjoy. Well, we differ, my friend. For number 2 is Team America. Fuck yeah!
Yeah, you did. You did call it.
I'm literally an open book. You can work me out. It is. It's up my street. It's very silly. It's just a very stupid film from the creators of South Park. So.
I haven't watched it since, but the only thing I really remember is the theme tune and Matt Damon.
Oh, exactly. There's so many people in it that they take the piss out of, but they're all happy to be in it.
Yeah.
But Matt Damon was the only one that didn't understand
funny about
why
it,
he was being portrayed as an idiot when he'd just written like a screenplay and directed a film the year before.
Which is laughable in it.
Whereas there are other ones in it, and like Michael Moore's in it as this weird guy, and he's like, I'm totally comfortable with that. George Clooney said, I'd be offended if I wasn't in it.
Oh, okay.
Because they were like friends with it, but they take the piss out of all of them. But only Matt Damon had the issue with it. Matt Damon. But yeah, it just pokes fun at action films and Hollywood and US politics and military, and it's insanity. There's a graphic sex film or a sex scene with puppets. This is insanity. They have a fight in Paris and they destroy the entire city.
And then they go, we saved the world.
But, like the Arc de Triomphe is on fire, the Eiffel Tower's been blown up, and it's all just to stop this crazed Kim Jong-il just taking over the world. But really, at the end of the film, it turns out he's an alien cockroach. So, it's ludicrously stupid, and it makes me giggle. So there are 2 bits in it that you just go, what the fuck are you talking about? So one of the characters, Chris, has a hatred of actors because when he was 19, he was gang raped by the cast of Cats. That's one of his stories that he comes out and you're just like, what are you talking about? And then Gary tells Lisa in the film that as a child, his acting talent caused his brother to be killed by gorillas. And you're like, what? I don't understand. It's stupid. It's absolutely stupid. And all you need to know is, fuck yeah.
America.
Nice.
America.
Very good.
Fuck yeah. It's stupid, but it makes me laugh. So that is my 3, 2, 1. Any honourable mentions from yourselves, gentlemen?
Yeah, there's quite a lot.
See, I didn't find that many, I must confess.
Well, I'll say honourable mentions. Again, I think we said it earlier. They're big, but not necessarily my cup of tea. So, sticking on the horror one, and this shit one, but it was big, was Hostel. And that was just pure fucking horror porn, and it's just disgusting. It's not, I hate it, but it was a big film at the time.
Yeah.
You got Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Obviously, that was Mr. and Mrs. Pitt at the time.
Indeed, they were.
That was the film that got them going, wasn't it? Together.
Is that where she left? Is that where he left?
Jennifer Aniston. They left her around that time, and they got together. Obviously, you had the final Star Wars trilogy, Revenge of the Sith.
I didn't mind that. Out of all the 3
the better of the 3. Yeah, absolutely.
Brokeback Mountain.
Actually, sorry, there is a ridiculous bit in that where. He, where obviously Padme dies, and then Darth Vader.
No, it's awful, isn't it? I mean, it is shit still.
Yeah.
It was the better out of all of them.
It's not saying it's the most inoffensive shit.
Is it in this one where Anakin's mum gets killed by sand people?
I think that's the second one.
That's bad as well.
That's when he loses his total. Bananas,
but she dies. Her last breath is a burp, basically. It sounds like a burp. It's just, again, it's like, wow, can't believe they made it. Sorry, mate. But
Brokeback Mountain is another one. That was obviously big at the time, wasn't it? We spoke about 40-Year-Old Virgin. The only other, I've got a couple more, but you guys probably will. The only other you guys probably won't have, and only because I mentioned the other 2, and it's the final of the trilogy of Vengeance was Lady Vengeance. Obviously, it's the last one of
okay.
like Old Boy and the ones I was talking about. It's the Korean trilogy
Korean
film.
one. Okay.
So that's good as well. But obviously, because I mentioned the other two, I felt I better mention
You're
that one.
obliged to. It'd be remiss of you not to. I had a couple on here that sort of just not bubbled under per se, but as you say, probably deserve mentioning. Madagascar
I love that.
was big. I really like that film. Sideways was that bits and pieces. There was Sin City, Jarhead, Kinky Boots.
Oh, Sin City.
Walk the Line was that year.
that's
the
right,
Dukes of Hazzards, I have to mention, just for Jessica Simpson's buttocks.
Oh, yeah.
And The Business, which was obviously the Danny Dyer,
yeah.
Samar Hassan thing, which does make me giggle still now because it's so ridiculous. But they're my ones.
Well, I've got The Ringer. Do you remember with, what's he called from
Jackass guy,
Johnny Knoxville.
Johnny Knoxville, yeah.
That's like,
That's like American football. Isn't it?
yeah, but he plays like a
They have to
guy
be
with
like,
issues again, and it's just like, I don't know.
Reduced
I don't. I mean, I
intelligence
haven't.
type thing.
I can't remember. I probably have watched it, but I think when I did watch it, I found it a hard watch back then.
I'll bet, yeah.
Yeah, it was quite bad. Like, to be fair, you know how like Simple Jack was in Tropic Thunder.
Yes, yeah.
I think it's worse. than
Probably
that.
is,
I can't remember. I don't think it's a Farrelly film. I can't.
Oh, you hope not.
I hope
Just
not.
to-
I don't
just to
think it
ruin
is. So yeah, that was quite bad. Legend of Zorro, Chronicles of Narnia, and similar to like Grizzly Man. Hard Watch was Herbie Fully Loaded.
Oh, it was.
Like-
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Dale.
I love Herbie, and they ruined that.
What an
I
ending.
love it.
What an ending.
What's the name? Lohan,
Jenica
isn't it?
Love You.
Yeah.
isn't it?
I thought it was
I
what's
thought
it?
it was
Lohan, isn't it?
I thought it was Lohan.
And then they did a second up to was it Get Shorty, Be Cool.
Oh yeah,
With Chili Palmer, which is like an amazing name, but I don't know if the film was that good. It wasn't Get Shorty, but
It didn't
The
work.
Green
for me.
Street I had as well.
Oh god, yeah, that was Elijah Wood.
Elijah Wood, yeah.
Oh my
Kind of,
god.
yeah.
And who's the Aussie guy who was in? Wasn't he in
Chop.
it? Sons of Anarchy. Was he Aussie?
Oh,
Charles. What's his name?
Oh, Charlie
Charles.
Yeah, wasn't he in it? Was he in
He
Green
was
Street?
in like Arthur and stuff like that, wasn't he?
Yeah, was he in
Remake.
Green Street though? I think.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awful.
Is
Do
he,
you remember?
is he Australian or have I made that up?
I think you might have made that up.
Made out. I don't think it's Australian. No. I remember going to West Ham. I can't remember if you went with us, Phil. But we remember being in. I think it was in the north.
And he was in the stand, wasn't he? Elijah Wood and that,
yeah,
wasn't he? Yeah, because he was doing it. He went there for a
Research.
few months before, didn't he, to research on it? Yeah.
Just to learn how real hooligans act. And then he saw you lot.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, what a training.
Oh, no.
What
And he
a-
portrayed it very well in the
I'll
film.
bet he did, yeah.
Like a complete wank.
Delicious. Well, another fine roundup of films, my fellas.
Out for the
Phil's audio diary. Hello, Blankers. It's the 6th of January, 5 to midnight, just before the 7th. The pod got cancelled this evening, unfortunately. Barry's not very well, so we hope he gets well soon. Instead, me and Jim decided to have an evening out to discuss, future episodes, and we've had a few drinks. Jimmy, say hello.
Evening, everybody. 66% of the Blankers are here. Richard Dello couldn't make it, and that may or may not influence future decisions, but who can say?
Yeah. There's decisions to be made about that. But it might cost him, it might not. We don't know. But yeah, so we don't know what's going to be happening with the episode for this evening. As for today, it was a bit disappointing because I've done a lot of research, as you've done a lot of
Absolutely,
research.
yeah. I feel like a lot of it's gone to waste, but 2 weeks' time we'll record an absolute banger for you.
Yeah. So, stay in touch, peeps. My sour bread still day 4 of that starter pack's going well. Keep you posted on that. But apart from that, all good. Have a good weekend and speak to you soon. Bye. Shh. Phil's audio diary.
All right, so we continue with our look back at 2005, and we're going to talk music now. So same again, 3, 2, 1, top albums. Del, I'm going to start with you.
Sure. So,
Hit
Jimmy.
us with your musical knowledge.
I have got number 3, Maximo Park, Certain Trigger. These are like albums I've got on here are all my choices here. I really love their debut albums, and they're all 3 debut albums.
Yeah.
But the ones that follow.
Absolute drops.
Yeah, they were.
I think that's fair to say.
Maximo Park's second album, he's talking about architecture and like songs about and packing boxes up, and it's like really sort of like. The first one's like
Apply Some Pressure.
Yeah, Apply Some Pressure.
Yeah, that's a good song, isn't it?
Graffiti, I love Graffiti. Gone Missing. Trying to think of the other ones that are kind of there's quite a few on there, but I don't know if you'd appreciate.
He was very arty though.
Postcard of he used to. His presence was like Thingy from Clockwork Orange, Alex from Clockwork
exactly
Orange.
that. Yeah,
So he had the droop sort of. It was a good
the
look.
bowler hat and stuff.
No, again, when we watched them for this album, they were really good.
Always a good live band, yeah.
Kiss You Better. There's a few other songs on there, but
Leave it with one album.
We'll leave it with that.
We would have been happy with that.
I think yours are pretty similar to mine then, by what you're saying.
Yeah.
So I think I've got 3 debut albums as well.
Yeah.
Again, the second one, I mean, I don't even know, to be fair, I haven't even looked at their other albums. Their first album was really good, but again, it was along the lines of the Thrills to me. It was a good, like upbeat, like summery album, and totally not what you would call sort of like front man and his backing singers as well, and that was the Magic Numbers. There was I love this album. There's like Morning's 11, Forever Lost.
They were family, weren't they?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
They were siblings, weren't they?
Yeah.
Long Legs, Love Me Like You, Don't Give Up the Fight. There's a few, and Love's a Game. There's a few like sort of nice numbers on there, but enough to nice numbers from the Magic Numbers.
Yeah.
Number 1, not everyone's cup of tea, and I can see why. They're very sort of Marmite-y, whatever you want to call it. But I love this album. I listened to today. Again, some people might absolutely hate his voice, but I actually like it. It was Block Party, Silent Alarm. And Light Eating Glass, Helicopter. This is an album I actually can almost play through, just in my opinion anyway. But 2 More Years, again, not on every sort of, a bit like the Razorlight one with Somewhere Else. 2 More Years is added on to the later version. So Here We Are, Blue Light, Banquet, Positive Tension. I can go on, but Price of Gasoline. Yeah, there you go. So that's my number 1.
That was my number 2. I really, really like that because there's some really slow stuff on there, and then you go to like Helicopter, and it's like 180 beats. Really
it's a good dancey, and I can imagine.
But his voice, I know what you mean, because he was on some of them. He's a bit screechy.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
After a whole playthrough,
I think on this the music sort of drowns it out a bit.
Yeah.
On his other ones, the follow-up albums, there's one. I can't remember. It was a slow one, Signs, and it's someone hitting a xylophone, and I don't know. It just wasn't for me. Afterwards, I went right off them. But this for me,
But I feel it's kind of Killer-esque in the way that Hot Fuss is. The first 5 or 6, I really like, and then I think they fade off a bit. Yeah, but it's a good album.
If you include 2 More Years in it, which I really love, and for some reason it's never on. Like Spotify, Amazon Music.
No, you're right. Because I tried to find it today as well. To have a listen, but Banquet,
really
I was like, lovely, and all the rest of it, and the Eating Glass, Magic, great start, but you can't find it.
No, it's weird, isn't it? So,
just
and someone does it, a cover, and it's fucking it's not good. But that's me, man. That's me.
Lovely. Can't argue, Mister. Well, let's see if Mr. Reynolds does have some of these debut albums on there.
Yeah, I think I do. Well, I have one of them anyway.
Go on then, hit us with your 3.
I struggled to just get 3, I must admit. So I'm really scraping.
Not a good year for music for you.
No, it really wasn't.
I want to hear them.
I'm trying to figure out what order to put it in as well. Right, so I'm going to go, just to be slightly different. I might have gone the other way around, but just because Del did it that way. I'm going to go Magic Numbers, number 3.
Okay.
I think I was going to go number 2, but again, a good debut album. I liked it. Again, after that, and I probably haven't listened to it.
I couldn't even tell you if they did another album.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. I know. Did they get ruined by
I'm
Top
sure
of the
they
Pops?
did. Yeah.
Didn't someone present them as the fat people or something like that? Didn't someone get in trouble?
Wow.
Even though it's the fat people, he did. I can't remember who the presenter was.
Was it Frankie?
I want to
Potter?
say like Jamie Feekster or something like that.
Doing trying to be a bit too cool almost.
Yeah, and he was and he got in trouble for it, and they complained or something because obviously they were quite
it's
nice
pretty
people.
bad.
Anyway, but it was a good album, but. I haven't really listened to it probably since I bought it, to be fair. And similar as my number 2 is Employment, Kaiser Chiefs.
Oh, Kaiser Chiefs, yeah.
Yeah, it was close. I was close to having it.
I remember really liking it at the time because it was quite different. It was quite upbeat. It was fun, blah, blah, blah. But as actually time goes on and as they release more, they're just awful. So...
so positive, and then he just pulls the rug from under you.
Yeah, and I can't listen to it. Like, so it's got the
Is that Every Day I Love You?
Start a
Left and
riot,
Left,
and I predict a riot.
Yeah.
That's.
I
I mean,
could look a line.
I could listen to that, but
What's the other song in there that was quite good? Oh my god, I like that.
yeah, oh my god, yeah. I mean,
believe it.
it's
There's a couple of lines.
it
in there
was
I quite
good,
like.
but I just yeah.
Not enough to hold you. Yeah.
Suck more blood than a backstreet dentist. There's a couple of really good lines.
Yeah,
in
they're
there
quite
that-
clever
yeah,
lyrically,
yeah.
but it's after a while it just gets a bit
Yeah.
not grating, but it's quite hard to listen to that.
Yeah, and then when they came out the second album, they what was it Ruby. Oh,
Yeah, again, it's like
Yeah, and that was on Guitar Hero as well, wasn't it?
yeah, I think so. Yeah.
yeah.
But my number 1
Ooh.
is actually is not a bad album. I found this last minute. It was The Backroom by the Editors.
You little beauty.
So
Yeah, see,
I've got that as my
I've
number 1.
yeah, I've got
I could listen to that again now.
I've got that as my number 1 as well.
Similar
I
to
thought it was fabulous.
Interpol, they've got that. They
Yes,
come.
exactly what it
They
was.
come from an Interpol. Interpol and Editors they're the British Interpol, aren't they?
Exactly what they are. It's a bit Echo and the Bunny.
He's got a similar voice to
Like
him
Munich.
as well.
Is that the one with Munich on? And
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like
bullets,
it.
blood, all sparks.
So- and that's a really good. I could listen to that again now, probably. And when I come up, do you know what? I haven't listened to that. I probably will give that another try. But
Exactly what I was listening to before I came out.
yeah,
Really,
so that's my
it's-
number 1.
It's survived and it
Yeah,
holds
it's
up.
good. It's a good album. Yeah.
What was their
Nominated
other
for
albums?
Mercury
Like, they had a
Prize
few
and stuff.
songs, didn't they?
They've just done another one this year. Actually, they're still recording. They've done 7 albums. I didn't realise.
Yeah. Were
They're quite prolific.
A bit up and like as in musical wise, weren't they? They weren't.
They've stayed fairly true to what they
I
were.
mean, as in, were they downbeat or were they upbeat or were they?
His voice was
His
quite.
voice is down. It's more like it's like
down.
Joy Division, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the Editor, he's got a really
It's
low.
a dour, low baritone.
but the songs are quite.
Yeah, they're well layered. And
Yeah,
stuff,
they
aren't
can.
they?
Yeah.
And the
He's-
drumming's always excellent on
it's
them.
good music. Yeah, it's just his voice kind of brings that.
It almost makes you think it's low, but it's not
Yeah,
because Munich is quite.
yeah.
It bounces along and stuff.
That's
Yeah,
a good song. Yeah.
It's like and the second album was it Smoking Out the Hospital?
outside the
That's-
hospital doors.
yeah, that's a
and
really
stuff.
good
That's
song,
the
right?
first song off the album. It's really
Yeah.
good.
So
yeah,
yeah,
it's very, very
good. Yeah, so yeah, that's my number 1. I think.
Nice. Oh, I'm glad we're in agreement on that because I love that album. I had that as my number 1. I had
Okay,
Block
right.
Party as my number 2.
Right.
And I'm coming
Cool.
at it the wrong way round. But in 3, I've got the Oasis album. Don't Believe the Truth.
Are they still doing more?
This was their.
I wouldn't be able to tell you what was on there.
I
Actually.
thought they'd stop by now.
This was the return to form. It was a bit more rock and rolly
Right.
than the previous one and their final one, which was Dig Out Your Soul. This has got like Lila on it.
Oh, yeah.
It's when they lost their original. Well, I say their original drummer, the drummer that had been with them for donkey's years, and Zach Starkey takes over. And they went a bit more rock and rolly. So there was Mucky Fingers. There was The Importance of Being Idle, which is the one with
Is that a Reese
fans in the video and stuff. Let There Be Love, Keep the Dream Alive. There's quite a few good songs in it. When you listen to it, you go, oh, actually, yeah.
That's
but it was
alright,
more
yeah.
of a return to form, bit harder. But they shared out the songwriting
Right,
stuff
okay.
between the 4 of them. But yeah, I still prefer. I know a Noel song over a Liam song and sort of a Gem Archer or an Andy Bell. But yeah, I really liked it, and it was better than some of the other dross that was knocking around. The only things that just missed out for me were We Are Scientists with
Yeah, I like that album. Actually,
with Love
yeah.
and Squalor, which I really
Okay.
liked. And the
Is that the
Fray.
one with the kittens on the front?
Yes,
Yeah.
they're all holding a cat in front of
Yeah.
their face on the album. And the Fray, How to Save a Life, which I quite
yeah.
liked. But they were my honourable mentions. There was more on there, but anything that sort of just missed out for you guys?
No, like I say, I struggled with 3. I thought I really struggled with this year. I don't know what was going on, but
Yeah, Baby Brain.
yeah, maybe I don't know if it's going to get worse as the years go on.
We shall see with future episodes.
Only one for me, which I quite liked, was Jack Johnson, In Between Dreams.
I liked that as well.
yeah.
Yeah, banana pancakes.
Banana
and
Pancakes,
that sort of
Better
stuff.
When We're Together, and what's the last one? I can't remember. They're sitting wanking. That's not good, right?
Sitting wanking under a tree. I don't think he released that one. Oh, maybe he did.
It's a B-side.
We'll just leave it as sitting and wanking.
It's a B-side.
Maybe it wasn't banana in his pancakes.
It might not have been. Yeah, there wasn't an awful lot of else. In terms of, we chatted off mic, though. We mentioned Hardfire.
Oh, my
Yeah.
Turns out fucking woeful. I literally tried to listen to them earlier today, and I made it through like 2 songs.
I was saying, I think I was speaking to you about it. I was saying,
It's awful.
this time of decade, that's what I remember is these hard fighting them kind of bands.
The Enemy.
They were
all sort of just started to come through.
But they were nothing.
But Hardfire, it turns out, absolutely shocking.
But they all just they had a few songs, but that was it. You could tell they were never gonna.
Yeah, no longevity per se.
No, it was just like they were just going for the moment. It was like bang, let's do this, make what we can out of it.
There really wasn't a lot. It was pretty dire. It was like Coldplay released X and Y. But that's about
I remember living for the weekend. You told me Cash Machine. I
Cash
don't remember
Machine
that.
as well. That's all I remember.
Yeah, I do remember Cash Machine.
Is it Feltham is singing out, something like that? It was I got through it and went, no.
I
just can't. So I turned on the editors again.
Yeah,
absolutely. Threw my
CD,
threw my laptop out the window just to get Spotify to stop playing.
Yeah, because if you had had a CD, that would
have been it. Flung. Absolutely launched, mate. Absolutely launched. There we go. That's music as well. Put to bed. Lovely stuff, chappy chaps.
Yeah.
Out for the.
Shh. Phil's audio diary. Hi Blankers, it's 4:43 on Sunday morning, Saturday evening, Sunday morning. That makes it the 8th of January. I'm whispering because everyone's asleep still, but I woke up and then I've realised that I hadn't done a diary input today because obviously I went out the night before with Jim. We did one just before midnight, so I kind of thought I'd done one, but I forgot. So this is my section for this day. Obviously I haven't done anything at the moment because it's really early, but what are the plans for today? I'm not too sure actually. I think we're popping out. Didn't do much yesterday. I was hanging a bit from the night before with Jimmy, so that was a good night, but I'll probably do another one later on in the day, but I better go anyway because I say it's really early. Sleep tight, Blankers. Bye. Shh. Phil's audio diary.
Right, chaps, let's bust this thing wide open as we take a delve into the letters and emails. And we start with Mickey Dolphins. He says, what would be the top 3 best and or worst ways to die?
Best 3.
Keep it light, Mickey. Keep it light. Sense the tone. But he asks, the top 3, the best ways or worst ways to shuffle off your mortal coil. Let's go. Let's do one each. That way we get 3.
So what we got?
It could be best or worst. I mean, after you mentioning that film, Dale, I'm going to say Eaten Alive by Bears.
That's got to be worse, yeah.
I mean, that's not good.
Yeah,
that's not good work, is it?
I know a lot of people think like just sleeping pills and paracetamols, but that's meant to be like horrific. So
you've got to get it just right. Otherwise, it's just
apparently
vomiting.
You're just vomiting in agony, your stomach cramps and everything. So yeah,
we're going to go that as the worst way.
One of the worst, I'd say.
Fair play. So we've got one of each.
I reckon Mr. T with a like a bayonet on the end of his penis.
Oh,
just fucking me to death.
Just really,
or like
hammer and
or
tongs.
any of us. Sorry, proper. Just
why Mr. T specifically though?
Well, just
brute force.
I reckon he'd give it the full force.
Give it the full gun.
Yeah.
So is this a best or good? Best or worst?
Best or good. So either way, right up there.
This is actually I'd say it's quite a bad one.
We've all gone with the worst ways to go.
Well, no, it doesn't have to be Mr. T. It could be
Mr. T.
Sylvester Stallone.
Why Sylvester Stallone?
He's a big lad. I'm thinking
exactly,
he's not holding back.
Yeah. It's a slow death as well because his age, he's got to be in his 60s, isn't it?
He's going to get tired halfway through. He might need a snack and a bit of a lay down.
Might not get words. He might have to use some juice. He might have to juice with the blue stuff.
Oh,
might have to get some
Someone
Viagra.
mentions a plane and it'll go to shit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, you're going to go.
We've done 3 nasty ways.
Okay,
Is there a good way?
Well, surely the good way is just dying in your sleep, isn't it? But then the question is, do you ever actually just naturally die in your sleep, or do you wake up in a panic before you die? No one ever knows, do they?
That's very true.
You know, oh, he peacefully died in sleep. Well, how do you know? Was you watching him? Or did he wake up in a panic? Like, lose your breath and then...
Fair question.
That would be quite horrific as well, wouldn't it? I mean, that panic just before you die.
Ooh.
But, I mean, obviously dying in your sleep would be the...
I can't believe there's so much talk about dying in your sleep.
I've
I've never been more depressed in my entire life.
Oh, yeah.
Best.
Who asked this question?
Let's Mickey Dolphins. We're going to have a
Well,
word with it.
I'm going best way. I want to go a bit like. I want to be going out like old Sam Beckett from Quantum Leap. But instead of going quantum leaping to another person, you go wherever
you end up.
go, yeah.
But he doesn't die, though, does he? He's just leaping in time.
Well, exactly.
Yeah, but I'm just dying. I'm just going. I'm just zooming
gone.
out my body, yeah. And then I'll drop it. Obviously, my carcass goes on the floor.
As he
Wherever
goes,
else goes,
he just says...
Well, so your skin just falls to the floor. So you're talking to someone, your skin just go, fuck!
pretty much.
I mean, it's a horrific way for your mother to see you go.
I've still
obviously.
got bones.
Yeah. But, so the body goes, but the soul jets off. He
So you made it like that.
He doesn't like crumple down like there's nothing inside him, like itchy and scratchy or something.
So you just collapse.
The body goes, but the soul disappears into wherever the.
So you just
the
literally
next,
you go like vroom,
wherever your
like that.
final leap takes you.
Yeah.
He says, "Oh boy," and he.
Yes.
That's one of the weirdest ones I've heard. Yeah.
But no pain.
Okay.
No pain.
Come
just
on, Captain Sensible. Let's hear one.
It's just, yeah. I don't get your one. You're just talking to someone 1 minute, next minute you just die.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like you're so it's quick.
Exactly.
That's
Quick,
why it's
painless,
the best.
done. Like flicking a switch.
Yeah.
Or like cardiac arrest, just bang.
Yeah.
Aneurysm, something like that.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly,
why?
yeah.
Why is wrong? Don't,
Rolling off the.
so
lovely-
your brain exploding inside of your head. What? Horrific.
Let's move on. This is really depressing.
I mean, just to keep it light, probably being knobbed to death by all of the Spice Girls. That's the way.
Yeah.
There you
that's
go.
not a bad one.
Aneurysm, honestly. Well, Mickey, you'll be hearing from our lawyers and probably our therapists very shortly for asking that question. Let's keep it a bit lighter. Barney Bacon Sarney from Upper Crust asks, in your opinion, what's the best sandwich of all time? That's more like it, Barney. Best sandwich. I'm probably going to say Two Sisters.
Nice.
Thanks.
Twins.
Sisters, probably. How about you, Richard D? What's your best sandwich of all time, my man?
Best sandwich of all time.
Yeah.
Oh man, that is a tough one. I love. It's quite a plain one.
He's
It's quite a
salivating
simple
as
one.
he says it.
It's a baguette with brie, basil, and tomato, and that's
Simple as that.
Simple for me.
The man knows what he likes.
That's it. Yeah.
A whole baguette, though. 2.5 feet of sandwich.
It's not for
heaven.
everyone. Everyone.
Brie, basil, excuse me, and tomato.
Could have been a chicken and avocado, something like that. Could have been a bacon. Could have been a BLT. That was.
Could have been.
Yeah.
Right up there.
Yeah.
I've got Phil sneering at your brie.
No, it's not bad.
Philly cheese steak. That's the best
I'd go
one.
tiger bread.
Given that what the last food thing that I remember you doing was your favourite when you went turkey
turkey burger.
mash and sweet corn.
Well,
You were a man of simple pleasure,
It's not,
so I'm
it's not a
looking
Dairy
forward
League
to this.
slice, is it?
Turkey's featuring again. Turkey's featuring again in this one.
Yes, it is.
I
Turkey
think
roll.
I'm going
Bernard Matthews.
I'm going tiger bread,
Yeah, nice.
That's right. That's
turkey and stuffing slices. You know, you get the turkey and stuffing slices.
Yeah.
Nice ones.
Yeah.
With a nice thick layer of
Nice
coleslaw.
ones. Yeah, that's decent.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like a coleslaw.
That's
He
nice.
really is
Yeah.
a man of simple pleasures.
Yeah,
It is.
that'd be it. I think that would do.
What about you, Jimmy?
So if I can't take the Two Sisters,
Yeah.
I'd probably go. I think a good BLT is pretty tricky to mess around with.
Hard to beat. Yeah.
Big old slavering of mayonnaise, bit of Dijon mustard.
Or coronation chicken, actually.
Oh, really? Oh, you savage.
I can't believe you were literally like from 1972, aren't you?
Coronation chicken. Yeah, I do like coronation.
Oh, no. Could you go back and eat a whole pot of that? I think I'd.
No, only I don't like it in a sandwich.
Oh, yeah, it's not an animal, Dale. It's not just going to get a teaspoon and go at it.
No, I do like a coronation chicken sandwich, yeah.
But amongst what mighty white bread, like really shit bread.
Doorstep.
Yeah.
No, like doorstep bread.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really? Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah.
outrageous.
I
Well,
like that.
food for thought, Barney, my friend. Food for thought. Let us know what yours is. Okay, we've got. Where are we? Anne, frankly, my dear, I don't nibble ham from Mustard City has written in to ask, if you could change your skin to any type of building material, what would it be and why? She is quite the interrogator. So, changing your skin to any type of building material.
Cast iron.
Straight in, heaviest human being alive, Philip Reynolds. So you're completely impervious to all manner of weaponry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cast iron.
like a walk-in tank.
I was thinking breeze block, but they're brittle,
Yeah.
wouldn't they?
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair play. So cast iron for young Reynolds.
I know.
Del boy.
I know it's in at the minute, so like in 20 years' time, it could be like getting a bit of a shit tattoo. Like, I might regret
Yeah.
it down the line. But I quite like to be cladded, Jim.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, looking
That's
like
flammable, though.
like a New England house.
It's
Yeah,
flammable, though,
It
isn't it?
is.
Yeah, no,
I
I
was
like that.
dipping with rendered, but I'll take the risk, Phil. You know,
yeah. No, I like that.
To be cladded.
I'd love to see Del be cladded. That'd be immense.
Just trying
Just
to imagine
walking
that.
around, just watching water just run off you. Oh, absolutely delicious.
Dripping.
As opposed to now, where
Look like a really bad
Yeah, well,
1960s
Mate,
superhero.
yeah.
So we're just
glad man.
If ever I do a shift in sacks and snacks, I'll be cladded
Gotta
with
be
sweat
fully
running
cladded.
down.
Delicious. All over that.
Cladded balls.
Well, you actually mentioned mine. I'd like to be rendered. All
Oh,
over.
really? Yeah. You'd like to be really?
Yeah, not a pebble dash, like
Would you-
a nice smooth render.
Would you be rendered by Sam Fender
I really would. I'd let him go all to town. Be
with
delicious.
his nuclear missile?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'd love to see Reynolds just completely cast
Yeah.
iron. Like he's fucking Iron Man. Amazing. Just absolutely smashing it, isn't he? Oh, well, that is amazing. So, Anne, frankly, my dear, I don't nibble ham. I hope that answers your question. We've got time for one more, it would appear. And this one is from Nick Shithouse, brother of Mick Shithouse, based down in Legoland. Now, a bit of a longer one for you, so concentrate, chaps. It says, yesterday I was verbally abused for tossing off in a London taxi. I didn't see the problem, however. I'm the driver. I mean, my cab, my rules. Anyway,
Fair point.
what's the worst thing you've ever done in a taxi? So, Nick asks, the worst thing you've ever done in a taxi. Del, I'm coming straight to you because with your history, this could be outrageous. Worst thing you've done in a taxi, my friend?
I show my belly button to a stranger.
Did you? Any reason for doing so, or just shits and gigs?
Shit. Well, a bit of both. Really, shits and gigs with the intention that they might be so impressed by my belly button.
Were you trying to get like a free
Yeah, exactly.
free
yeah.
ride?
Some people have chat-up lines. I have belly buttons.
You just go, you know what? Navel
check
gazing.
out my navel.
This is happening. Check out my gravel pit, my navel pit.
My navel bit.
Nice. I mean, I'd give you a free ride if you showed
thanks,
me a
man.
belly button straight away. I mean, it's going to happen tonight. So
Oh, yes.
otherwise, you're not getting home, my friends. How about you, Pip?
I don't know. I feel like I've got. A really,
You must have done
I feel
some
like I've
weird
got
stuff.
a really good story, but I can't think of it.
You just can't place it.
Oh, really?
Like,
Have you suppressed this so far
well,
down?
no,
'Cause
it's,
so
either
outrageous.
suppressed or I was
Doesn't
so
exist.
pissed.
Right.
You
But I
imagine
can't
it.
remember.
go
It,
mentally.
it would have been while I was drunk or something. Obviously, you've been in the back of a
almost
cab.
Unquestionably.
I remember I've had a bit. I remember having a bit of beef with a taxi driver once because.
As in you shared the steak.
No,
Was you dressed as
no,
Iron
he
Man?
just
at
got
the
the
time?
ump. He just
You
got.
can't bring all that in here, mate.
He just got the ump because I said, "Oh, do you know where so and so is?" And he went, "Yeah, I'm a bloody cab driver." And I was, just thought, "Well, I'm only asking you. I know we just had a bit. That was it." And then it was that ruined the ruined the
Killed the
journey.
mood.
The ambiance was absolutely shot to shit.
And I just thought, bloody hell, all right, mate. But I don't know. No, I can't. But
Can't
there's a
recall.
story there.
There must be somewhere. Yeah, locked
can't
away.
think.
Well, if we ever unlock
about
it,
you,
listeners,
Jim? You
we'll,
ever
we'll let you know.
Taxi.
I remember my history of alcohol is basically just falling asleep and not waking up. So I've spent a lot of time in taxis. Probably just being driven round and around central London.
That's 400
Barcelona.
Yeah, with one of those. Where are you going? And that was it. I was asleep, so he just drove. So just like keep going. I remember when I was at Channel 4, I ended up having to get a taxi home because I'd missed all the trains. So I got a train from Waterloo, and that was about. Because it was a black cab as well, I didn't fuck around. I was like, let's get in one of these bad boys. You can trust them. I think it's about 160 quid or something. Ghastly.
Wow, shit.
It was fucking awful. I remember that.
Did you run that past Jenny?
Absolutely decimated. I didn't like to do it at that point. It's like 3 a.m. at that point. You're like, forget it.
Wow.
But yeah, I've had a few expensive end of the line kind of last train.
Yeah.
Snoozy all the way.
One in Shoebury.
You having to come back
not
again.
Shoebury, you'd be...
it probably would have been on those lines as well at that point in Basildon and stuff where I was working.
I had a strange Uber one last year, I remember now, Christmas do. And I was in London, I got an Uber back home.
Yeah.
And who I was with said, I'll put it on my account. So he booked me an Uber. So I got an Uber back and I was down the A13 by like Lakeside area just before that. And then he pulled over and went, I've got to drop you off. I was like, what do you mean? He went, someone's booked an Uber on the account because apparently you can only book one Uber on that account. So he'd booked me on his account, but then late about 45 minutes, he was booking an Uber.
Oh, okay.
So it cancelled my one.
Really?
I swear. So he's like, you've got to get out. I was like, what do you mean? He's going, they booked it. And I was like, what do I do when you're going to have to book an Uber? I said, what if I was a young girl? He went, stop my... I was like, you're joking me. Like, literally on the side of the A13 at like 2 a.m.
That's remarkable.
And he just dropped me off. And then luckily I had Uber on my phone. I managed to do it. And I waited like 10 minutes. But the fact that he was just, I was just like,
perfectly willing to drop.
What would you do if I was an 18-year-old girl who was just like, yeah, I just have to do it. I was just
Don't
like,
ask.
are you joking me? Yeah, so they,
Remarkable.
you can only put one account, like, and he done it. I never knew that, but yeah, that was an odd one.
If anything, it's a learning experience for us all.
Yeah. Don't get an Uber on someone else's account.
Yeah, the
you know he's going to get an
troubles.
Uber shortly after you.
Phil, can you say Uber one more time?
Uber.
It was great. He sounded very much like Hans Gruber. I had a really weird experience on it. Uber. He went full Arnie, didn't he, for that one?
Uber name.
Uber, my friend. I have an Uber. Well, there you go. That is our taxi stories. But if we can think of any weirder stuff, we'll post it online. But for now, that seems like a nice place to stop with our trip into the letters and emails.
Uber.
And crash bang wallop, that is the sound of 2005 being put to bed. Great work, lots of fun, boys. What do you reckon? Any finals?
I love a bit of cheese, me.
Yes, very true.
And all those things about aeroplanes, they're not true.
That's not true, absolutely.
That's
bullshit.
I don't like
That's what I
cheese.
say.
I don't like cheese.
Reynolds just literally switching
like
off
cheese.
now. Doesn't like cheese, doesn't like anything else. Anything more to add apart from your dislike of dairy products?
No, not really.
No? Yeah.
Looking forward to 2006.
As we enter the second
Sounds
half
tasty.
of the decade.
Yes,
Gee
I know.
whiz.
It's flying by, isn't it?
It really is. Time flies when you're having fun, so they say. So, don't forget, Blankers, you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Get in touch with us on email, blah, 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 blah. You know the drill by now. And don't forget to listen out for all of our previous episodes back on all of your social platforms and or YouTube or wherever else we're available. It's bloody everywhere now. We're taking over the world. Right?
Absolutely everywhere.
Absolutely everywhere. But yeah, we'll be back in a week or so with 2006 for you. But until then, should we just wrap it there, lads?
Ta-da.
Yeah.
Ta-da.
Let's run with it. Bye, Blankers.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye-bye.